What is happening, everybody? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 103. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
It's me, Manny. I'm wearing a Mario hat.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
What up, everyone?
Brett Murdock.
You know, one of these days, I'm just going to, when you're like, all right, everybody quiet outside, I'm just going to launch into a full-on soapbox rant so the show comes in, just fades in on me, just bitching tirade.
Just make sure, oh wait, damn it, that's right, you don't drink. Shit. We'll figure something out. Adam Vale.
What's up?
All right, and we got a very special guest tonight, Mr. Philip. I can't pronounce your last name. Mr. ADHD Gamer himself, man. What's up, Phil?
Saw, dude.
Hey, how do you say your last name, dude?
Deicher.
Deicher.
Deicher. Yeah, right. It means it literally means dike builder in German.
Oh shit!
Oh, don't you know? Up in Deicher Heights, you take the 1 and 9 train. You go uptown, and then there's Deicher Heights. That's what you call it? You know, Washington Heights, around that area.
Oh shit, that's like Super Manhattan up there, man. I don't usually go up there.
Super Manhattan.
Yeah, no, I don't usually go there. So Phil, thank you for being on, and we're gonna get to know you a little bit better in a bit. Just a couple of things here. You guys may notice, hey Tony, why aren't you on camera right now? What's going on? All right, so I got a 1080 graphics card, GTA 1080 graphics card, and I'm trying to put my monitor to it, and my graphics card was like, you're not putting that old shit in me. That DVI shit out of here. So I don't have a monitor right now, and I was going to have the camera, but for some reason my camera decided not to work tonight, so I didn't want to deal with that nonsense, so fuck it. Just, doing it like this, whatever. Another thing, John from Super Deformed Gamescast was supposed to be on tonight because we were going to do like a double header. I was actually on his show earlier tonight, but this dude woke up at 3 a.m. and he just couldn't do it. So it's like, all right, dude, just be on with us next week. Don't worry about that.
I don't think we want to overload the show.
Yeah. So it's all good. And there's a couple other random things. This isn't really going to be too much of a structured show because nothing happened this week. But
what? FIFA dropped. What do you mean? The world changed. Kick the ball.
I got a FIFA related story, but I'll get to that later. But first,
I tried to hack my account.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like, I gotta say, our buddy Colby has just been nonstop about FIFA.
Oh shit!
It's happening, man. There's some cool stuff going on. He was telling me all about, like, you can now actually play as one character, like actually as if you were a character who had joined in a soccer team, and you play your one position and you rank up. And
yeah.
So yeah, I saw that. I was like, damn, this looks dramatic as fuck. I might have to swoop in on that shit.
It sounds pretty cool, man.
Yeah. And it's funny because I was at this FIFA event earlier this week, and to me, all I did was just literally just drink a bunch of beer and eat a bunch of shit. I didn't even pay attention to
the game. You pull in a normal game journalist. Oh, I don't really care about this. I want to talk about Philippine politics.
Yeah, the difference is since Dana was there with me and she covered it, I'm like, I don't need to do this. If I was there by myself, I'd obviously cover the fucking game like a proper journalist,
But which players were there? That's the thing. You sent me that picture, but it was so blurry.
It was some white dude and some black guy. I don't know.
Nice. That helps.
Some white dude and some black dude. Jeez, man.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't care about football,
But
for that mode,
to find out who it is.
For that mode, the journey, it's like you have different paths that you could take. It sort of has that Mass Effect feel where it's like, you can do one to the left, one to the right, or maybe up and down, depending if it's like a good choice, bad choice, and then just
green and red and blue, son.
yeah, pretty much. You could be a good guy, bad guy, or just like a cocky son of a bitch. It's like, oh, what did you think of your performance? Was it good, bad, or I'm just the man? And they're like, okay. And they walk away.
All right, we can talk about FIFA in a bit. But first, let's get to know Mr. Phillip here a little better. All right, as always, we ask this of every single, first-time guest. Gaming origin story, man. Where did it all start?
I've been gaming since preschool, like 3 years old. My first console was a Sega Genesis Model 2 because I have an older brother and an older sister. Brother is 8 years older than me. Sister is 11 years older than me. So whatever they had, I got. So like it would be passed down to me. And my brother had a Sega Genesis, and that was the first console I ever had. I don't remember having a lot of games. I do remember having like Sonic the Hedgehog and like Batman Forever. That's as far as I remember. But then it was the Sony. They had a Sony PlayStation, and then that was given to me. And then my dad, for some reason, bought me another PS1. And then it was the original Xbox. I still remember the day. Like I walked into Best Buy with my dad, and I was looking at all the PS1 games. And my dad was off doing his own thing, and then like 10, 15 minutes later, he comes back. He's like, "We're ready to leave," and he's got something in the cart, and he like won't let me see what's in the cart. And then we go up to the registers, and he pulls out the original Xbox, and I'm losing my fucking mind. Like, happiest 5-year-old there ever was. And I remember bringing it home, and he's setting it up, and he's like, "This was for me. This is my Xbox. You have to ask me for permission to play it." And he plays it for like 15, 20 minutes at tops. Gives up, gives me the Xbox, and like, "Here you go. It's mine. I got an Xbox."
Nice.
Then I moved on to a PlayStation 2, and I freaking love that thing. I still use it all the freaking time. And I was a late adopter of the 360. I got it in around 2009. I was still chilling on the PS2 and Xbox. Then I stayed up. No, I stayed up for like 10 hours straight trying to get a PS4 in 2013. Like, it took almost a month to get it, and I finally got it. I was the first person in line to get their PS4.
And you didn't get shot, right? You're good.
Hey, dog, I was worrying. Like, I came out that Best Buy. I was like, yes, and I was like on my knees, like holding this fucking PS4. I was so goddamn excited. And then a year and a half later, I was like, yo, I kind of like wasted my money on this bullshit. So, and then I ended up getting an Xbox One. And then a year later, I'm like, yeah, I kind of wasted my money on this bullshit too. I should have gotten a PC. And here I am today. I make YouTube videos. I've been making YouTube videos talking about gaming and everything for like 2.5 years now. It's going on 3. It'll be 3 in February. But I just love video games, man. It's been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. I get a little hot-headed when it comes to it because I am very passionate about it. I am very opinionated, and that sometimes lands me in hot water. So
yeah, well, you're Latino. You can't help it, you know?
Yeah, man, it's in my DNA.
Okay, now, here's my other question. The last one, actually. Okay, because, you know, you got into the whole YouTube thing. Now, what was it exactly that made you go, okay, I need to do this? Besides your love of gaming, like, did you want to, like, bring anything different to the table that you saw other people weren't doing?
Not really. It was just me wanting to talk about games and getting my opinions. And Rich of Review Tech USA, I had been following him for a while, and I loved his videos and I loved his format, and it inspired me. It inspired me to make my own channel. And I remember starting out, I bought this $50 capture card that only recorded in component, so it was standard definition. It didn't go up to HD, so I had this crappy little capture card. I had this crappy little microphone, this headset. It was a Logitech. It was horrible. And I just made videos. And over the course of 2.5, almost 3 years, I've just been perfecting it. And I've gotten it to a point where it's like, it's an exact science. And it's just, I do my thing. I get on this microphone and I'll call bullshit out. If I see somebody in the community that I feel is wrong and they're spreading lies, misinformation, I'll call them out. It's funny because you guys are friends with Hip Hop Gamer.
Yeah.
And
best friends comes over for dinner.
Not too long ago, he made a video. It was like talking about how the price hike for PlayStation Plus wasn't a problem or something like that. And I tore him a new asshole in that video. I'll link it to you guys if you want to see it, but tore him a new asshole. I've torn people like Mooch, Crap Gamer, Next Gen 720. I'm not afraid to get on this microphone and call bullshit out. And I just, you know, it's just me wanting to make my voice heard and, you know, make the content that I would personally want to watch.
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. That's what we do here. Is like, we just do the shit that entertains us, and guys like you are entertained by it. So that's great. Just don't. My advice is don't get into too much of that fucking YouTube drama, because I've been seeing a lot of that lately. It's like, come on, guys,
I don't.
really?
I don't. It's usually when I call someone out, it's one and done. I'm not like I just made a response video to someone, and they saw the video. And they said they were making a video replying to mine. I'm like, I'm not doing that bullshit. I'm not making back and forth. If you want to squash this, you get on my podcast this day, this time, and we'll talk about it. I'm not doing the back and forth thing. I don't want drama.
Yeah, I'm not going to name any names, but I saw some of that this week. I'm like, really, guys? Like, and then it's frustrating because, as far as I'm concerned, we're over here trying to do like a quality show, entertaining and crazy and all that, right? But I notice that people that have drama channels get way more fucking hits than us. It's very discouraging in that regard.
Well, people like drama. That's why there's so much negativity online, because people like dishing it out and people like reading about it.
Well, I've kind of noticed this. Well, like, TV's been dying in the last couple of years, and what was a big genre on TV? The drama shows. Like Jersey Shore, all these other shows. And we're seeing, because YouTube and all online media is blowing up, it's like you're seeing the same exact thing. What sells? The drama, people fighting, bullshit, stuff like that. So it's par for the course, to be honest with you.
I mean, that's
just
true.
Ignore it.
That's how Donald Trump rose to fame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started on that, man.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
You don't like Trump? What?
No politics on Throwdown.
No, none of that shit.
Nipping that shit in the bud right now.
Is it politics to say that I think he was a mannequin brought to life by a magic hairpiece?
No, that's fine. You can say that.
Okay.
Wow, Brad, that's a really good reference right there.
Yeah, thank you. I like that. Oh man! All right. So Philip, thank you for being on. I hope you enjoy yourself tonight. We're gonna get crazy, man. Philip, man, say something.
Oh, my bad. My girlfriend called me at the wrong time. I'm sorry. Thank you for having me on.
That's right. We said.
Oh, sorry.
How high?
That's right. You be grateful, motherfucker. You on Throwdown?
Hey, no, I really am. Thank you guys. Huge fans.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Before we get to our main topic, because I know Adam's bursting at the seams, man. Adam, FIFA. What's going on with FIFA, man?
It's great. It's on the new engine, Frostbite, which is the same engine that they're using for the Battlefront one.
For every EA game.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, for every EA game. But it just feels different. It feels more fluid. The players' movements and just the gameplay itself. And then, as we were talking about earlier with Brett, the journey. When I first saw that, when they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this like story-based driven, follow this character, and I'm like, I've seen this done before in other games. It's just not gonna work. But whatever. And then I played the demo.
Not gonna work. It's not gonna work because it doesn't have Michael B. Jordan in it. Come on, man! You NBA game has Michael B. Jordan, and it has the career mode just like that one.
But he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No. It's that because I did the career mode in 2K16, and that was by Spike Lee. That was Living the Dream.
Yeah, and that Michael B. Jordan?
I don't think so. It was just some regular dude, and you're just playing his life. But that's the thing. That jumped. That didn't have options. It's like in that game, you would say, oh, yeah, you know what? It was like, oh, do you want to stay in college or do you want to go pro? And then the next cutscene, you're already going pro. It's like, I didn't get that option to go and pick if I want to stay in college another year or whatever. But this actually has options. It's like, do you want to go here? Do you want to play here? Back and forth. It's just more choices. And you just feel like you're in the game. It does add a better element to the whole FIFA genre as opposed to just career mode and stuff. But most people, especially people in UK, don't really play FIFA for the online and all that. We play it for like FIFA Ultimate Team. That's the bread and butter right there. That's the coins. That's why you see all these things about stories about people, their accounts getting stolen. I had somebody this morning hit me up and was like, hey, can we share your profile? I was like, I got all these games on mine. I just want to log in to play some, FIFA 17 on yours, and I'll give you €20 and this whole song and dance, but the whole point is that they want your login information, so that way then when they log in, then they hijack your account, they change your password, they go into Foot, they know you have a credit card linked, they buy a bunch of packs, they get all these rare cards, and then they post them up, sell it to their own account, and then they do whatever the hell they want to do with those cards.
And that Ultimate Team thing is so stupid, man.
Oh no!
Those videos, like I see those videos, man. Those videos get so hyped. Like there's this video of this dude that just buys a shit ton of packs, and he just unveils who he's getting, and he just hypes up for every like.
No, a lot of people do that. That's on Wednesdays when they release Team of the Week. Right, where it's like after the weekend matches have occurred and whatever players or like players performed well, they'll get a black card. And then on Wednesdays,
why gotta be black though?
I don't know. I know they're getting kind of racist. Don't worry, they release blue cards as well later on. Right,
I've seen that. That type of video, like the pack openings. It's kind of a shitty thing. Like it's spilling into other types of games, like Halo with the rec packs and everything. It's bullshit. Like you see people buy a bunch of rec packs and they're like, dude, what the fuck? And
that's the thing. It all started from FIFA, this Foot. After that, 2K did it. The NHL has it. A bunch of other games now has with the cards and all that stuff. Madden has one with Mutt, but it was just with Foot. Yeah, and you'll see a lot of these videos, these unpackings and stuff. And I don't like watching those, but I do like to see squad building. That's a great one. If you go to this footways.com and they show you like the best way to put squads together to compete in other tournaments, and then you take that team online and then you play in those tournaments. But I don't know, it's just fun. I've been doing it for years since they created it. And the same thing, I wasn't too thrilled about it. I'm like, what's this? It's like a built-in card game and it's like fantasy football. But then it is like fantasy football, but you actually get to play, as opposed to just watching,
I think it makes sense with sports games, because they're always updating rosters and everything, and it gives you a level of control. But with other games, though, that's the only issue I have with it. That type of microtransaction system is just that bothers me.
And it's not needed. You could buy those packs just from playing and doing tournaments, stuff like that. But if you want to fast track it, like all the games, and just start buying it. And there's some guys, they justify, because if you look in the comments, there was this one, what was his name? But he was hilarious when he would do his. And people were like, man, how much you spend? And he says, I put $100 from every check on the side just to do this. I don't play any other games.
Wow.
This is it. It's only Foot. That's all I have. So then if you think about it, it's like, well, he's only playing one game. He's not buying a bunch of games. And this is something that brings enjoyment in his life. If he's cool with doing that, then so be it. And if you ever play FIFA and you go on the Foot and you scroll all the way down, before it was only like $5, $10, $20. There is $100 one now. So he's not the only one doing this.
So wait, is with FIFA, like, okay, because I don't play FIFA. I don't really play Madden. I don't play sports games, to be honest with you, but when you're doing this, like, you have the option to earn the in-game points, right? Or you just buy it out flat. When you're earning the points, is it easier I don't know how to phrase this question, because with other games like Halo 5 and the rec points, they make it continuously harder as you level up, as you progress, to earn those rec points to buy. So is it like that?
No. And there's so many different ways that you can level up. I mean, let's say if you're playing certain tournaments and you're winning, or you're winning certain matches, your XP goes up. So not only do you get points, but you have XP. Like, I think I'm level 59 or 60 or something like that. So I have tons of XP. Then you go into the catalog section, and then from there you can buy, like, you'll get like 500 coin, right, times 10. So for the next 10 matches, you have a 500 coin bonus on your game that you win. Then let's say if you win by, you score goals from a bicycle kick or certain flare moves and stuff, that can give you a boost. So then you can walk away with maybe close to 1,000 coin, and then for a pack, it's about 750 coin, so it's not that bad, and then there's some people, what you'll do is, if you get you wait until they'll release. That's another thing. They have bonus packs that come out. Sometimes they're jumbo, but the best ones are the rare gold player packs. So when they release this, it's like maybe for like 2 hours or maybe a day, and then that's it. Then it's gone. So most people are just keep playing games, tournaments, whatever they're doing. If you play online, you get like almost double the points. You get a lot of points as opposed to playing offline.
That's good.
That's the incentive also, to keep the community rolling. So then you go into that. Win or lose, you still get points. If you lose, you get less, but you still get something. You know, and that's the other plus side. So then people hoard their points, their coins, and then when they announce, and they'll send it on Twitter or something, all right, there's a rare gold player pack, you know, and if it's linked to like a Wednesday where it's going to be some team of the week guys, and then people will just spend all their coin and get those, and you can get some big name players. Maybe they don't play for your team or your league, and then you can sell that, you know, that player and get who knows how much depending on the player. You know, but I mean, there's so many different ways of customizing and just building a good squad, nationality, clubs, what league they're from. You link it up together. So there's a lot of thought behind it, you know, and strengths and weaknesses and how you want to build your player. You look at a lot of stat cards and, you know, you just see, it's like, all right, well, I have this running back, this right back, and he's not that great on defense, but his speed, his pace is a 91. So you know what? I'll put him in the second half. So he's going to be in my squad. So if someone sees him and he's only a silver and I'm playing with all gold, doesn't matter because he's going to burn them up inside on the flanks there because of that speed. And it's in the second half and they're already getting tired. You know, so he'll get those crosses in, and it's just that type of that feel, that customization, as opposed to just playing, you know, I'm Manchester United, you know, and I'm doing the whole online. It's like, all right, whatever. There's always a bunch of other people, and that was a problem with that. And they noticed this. EA noticed that a lot of people, when they would go to play online just to win, always Real Madrid, Man United, you know, Chelsea, always the big clubs. What about all the other clubs? Nobody cares. Well, with Foot, you take bits and pieces of those, and then you make your own club.
Yeah,
you know,
that's actually really interesting.
Yeah. By the way, Adam, you didn't realize this, but you actually started off our main topic. Our main topic today.
What a twist!
Yeah, because there's not really much going on this week. I want to talk about the fall 2016 games and FIFA. One of the fall 2016 games. You know, another one that actually just came out, Forza Horizon 3.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, that. Oh, man, that game's great.
Tell us about the game, because I only played the demo. I played about maybe 20 minutes of the demo. I thought it was really, really good, really tight and stuff, but I'm pretty sure you got some more hands-on time with it, so let us know about the Forzas.
I've got about 18 hours into the game already. It is absolutely freaking amazing. What's funny is I just woke up one day, turned on my Xbox to watch Netflix, but then I see installing Forza Horizon 3. I'm like, I didn't buy this game. Like, I did not buy this game. And I game share with my friend, and I call him up. I'm like, you buy Forza Horizon 3? And he's like, hell no. And I'm like, what? And so I checked my bank statement. I checked my credit card statement, and nothing had been taken. Nothing had been charged or withdrawn. And I'm like, I just got a fucking free game. Like, legit, a fucking free-ass game. And I've been playing it, and it's like, it's really freaking good. And I don't play a lot of racing.
I don't think you should have said that in public. Microsoft may take your game away from you.
When did you get?
Hell no.
When did you get? Hold on, because I got charged something. Let me see here.
Yo, Adam, man, you bought this man's game.
Damn. No, really, I did get a charge from Microsoft. I'm like, I didn't buy anything.
Uh-oh, Phil, now you know what happened.
Hey.
Oh, they could have had a glitch in the network and screwed all
but anyway, tell us about the game, man. Like, have you played the other Horizons?
I played the Fast and Furious expansion for Forza Horizon 2.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
That was actually really good.
Yeah.
I did not expect to like it as much as I did. I had tried to, and then one day I just decided to sit down and play it, and I really liked it. So I was really excited to play this game as my first full Forza Horizon game, and it is just... It's fun. I don't play a lot of racers, and this just pulls me in. The environment is beautiful. The cars, like the detail on each car is like immaculate. Like, wow, that looks like an actual fucking car. Like, I've been playing Need for Speed, the Need for Speed reboot. Doesn't even compare. Like, the lighting, the textures, everything just looks so freaking good in this game. And this is just on the standard Xbox One. I'm not playing with HDR. I'm not playing at 4K, 60 FPS like on PC. But it still looks absolutely incredible. And the racing, some people have asked me, like, hey, should I get this game? And I'm like, depends on you. Like, do you like racing games? Like, well, that's the thing. It's like, I don't play a lot of them. Like, well, I think this game does good enough of a job of fusing both the arcade aspect of racers and then the sim racers. It takes all the best qualities from sim racers and then puts it into like an arcadey formula. And it can be as complex or as simple as you want it to be. If you don't want to think about fine-tuning your car or upgrading your vehicle to make it go faster or handle better, you don't have to do that. Each car handles differently. And the whole realism aspect, day and night cycles and everything. It's a fantastic game. Like, this is a solid-ass game if you're an Xbox or PC gamer. I honestly think, it's worth any price you get it at. If you find it on sale, pick it up immediately. Or if you really want to get it right now, you should get it. It's a must-own.
Or you can get it for free like you.
Hey, I was afraid when I put out a video because I wanted to do like a review in progress. I was afraid when I mentioned that I got it for free, some people will question it. I'm like, nah, fam. If I got it for free, I have no attachment to it. Like, I have no buyer's remorse. So if I don't like the game, I don't. Mm-hmm. It's no skin off my bones if I stop playing it.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Carlos, did you get this game? Because I know you're a big car guy.
No, I haven't gotten it yet. I thought it came out on Friday, but I think it was just for that Ultimate Edition, right?
Yeah, that's what
I'm like.
That's the edition. That's the edition I got for free.
Oh, nice!
It came with everything. Like, everything was downloading onto my Xbox, and I was like, "Oh shit, I got to play this 4 days early."
Man, let me turn on my Xbox, man.
Yeah, man, you may get some shit for free too.
Yes,
Microsoft love me.
Well, the best thing, you should try to do some research into maybe finding out what it might be. Who knows if you got any sort of emails or anything like that from Microsoft about it.
Yeah, because what if they send you a free bullshit game next time? Just saying.
Free is free. So,
don't contact them yet, but first find out if there was some sort
I'm gonna ride it out for as long as I can, and if they take it away, fuck it, I'll just buy it. It's worth it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's worth it.
But Carlos, did you play the other Forza games before?
No, I only played the proper Forza games, not the Horizon ones. So it's pretty interesting. Like, Forza Horizon 3 has been getting it's critically acclaimed. It's been getting so many good reviews, and so many people have liked it. And I'm wondering, is this the new flagship Forza game now?
It might be,
It probably is. It probably is, because Forza Motorsport 6 when it came out, I don't even think it cracked top 10 in MPDs. Like, people just slept on it, and I heard it was actually a really good racing game.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just it's a sim game. How excited can you get for a sim game?
Into that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons, because sim games are like Gran Turismo and Forza, like Motorsport, like they're more worried about making it look more realistic than making it more fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but I don't think that's a reason why it shouldn't sell. I mean, Gran Turismo is Sony's
number one game. Yeah, number one selling game.
Most profitable IP. So, and I've heard many people compare the two, and it depends on who you talk to, but some people will tell you oh, Forza Motorsport is way better than fucking, at least within my circles.
Drivatar changed everything for me.
The Drivatars, awesome. I didn't actually think it would make a huge difference. I thought it was just going to be some bullshit AI, but no, it actually scales difficulties and makes it challenging, because at first I was winning races left and right, and I was playing on the hard difficulty, and then they increase it by 20% every once in a while, and it actually gets really fucking difficult at times. I've had to restart races multiple times.
But the cool thing with that is that you don't even have to race. Let's say you turn off the game and you haven't played in a few days, you come back and it's like, oh, your Drivatar won 4 races, and then this is the money you earned. Now you can get these cars. I'm like, nice.
I didn't even realize that. I was looking through the menus and it's you won 100K in this amount of time. I'm like, oh shit. All right. I'm going to go to the garage and go buy some cars.
That's pretty sweet.
So,
I'll probably check the game out, on my new GTX 1080, which I will tell you about later.
Well, you're still going to have issues with that Horizon.
Yeah, I heard about it.
It's not so great on PC. If you have a great rig.
But the cool thing is that you get it on PC and you have it on your Xbox now.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So I'll probably, what I'll probably do, get it on Xbox, because I was playing the demo, and even at 30 frames, it was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it plays beautifully.
So once they fix that on Xbox, speaking about
just
cars,
like that.
Damn, that's real LA living right there. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks cool to me, so I'll probably pick it up once they fix it, because it seems that every single Microsoft port to PC has some kind of issues. I don't know why.
I'm worried about Gears, man, because my Xbox One is still in a box. I'm not taking it out.
Here's the thing about Gears, though. what? Okay, so let's think about
By the way,
when
great segue, fellas. Great segue. Gears of War 4. Let's talk about that. Go ahead, man.
But when they released not Gears Judgment, when they released Gears Ultimate Edition on PC, you notice that nobody talked about it. Microsoft didn't talk about it. It was literally no one knew it was coming to PC until the day it came out. And what happened? Like, it performed horribly. It was terrible, and nobody liked it, right? Yeah. Well, now, like, it's switched. Like, the developers can't stop talking about it. They're telling you, like, oh, you're gonna have all these features. It's gonna have split screen. And I think why? And to me, it's like, why would they talk so much, game about the PC version if it sucked?
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah,
and they've been showing off those 4K videos of Gears. So
and the specs aren't ridiculous. I've seen the specs for it. It seems fine. So
because I've been playing. Because I never played the Gears of War games. So I'm going through them now. I'm on Gears 3 right now, which is really good. So I'm looking forward to 4. Man,
I got a question, Tony. You've been saying it's been crashing a lot.
Yeah, I'm playing it on Xbox One, right, which is obviously an emulated version, and this shit always crashes, man.
So question: how was when it was actually working? How was the frame rate?
Frame rate was fine.
See, when I played it to completion again on the Xbox One, it never crashed on me once, but the frame rate was almost like vomit-inducing. It was bad. Whoa. Like, I had no idea how I got through that game. Because it felt like 20 to 25 frames per second. And I was just like, damn, dude, like, this is horrible.
Yeah, horrible. No, for me, the frame rate has been pretty steady, but it crashes. And I notice when it crashes, too, when it goes to cinemas, that's when it likes to crash.
Well, what about, are you playing the digital or are you playing disc?
Well, it's all digital. Remember, it's all emulated.
No, I know, but maybe there was some content. Maybe there's something going on with, like, the disc version that gets installed.
Maybe data streaming. Yeah,
I downloaded the game months ago because they had them all for free when Gears of War.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have it for free.
Yeah, so I got that shit for free. But when it works, which is most of the time, it just gets annoying when I have to reset it. It's really good. So I'm hoping that the new game's going to be even more insane.
Go find all the tags.
Yeah, right.
I'm kind of iffy on Gears of War 4. Like, it looks good. I'm not saying it looks bad. I've said this in the past, and people have like gotten on my case about it. Like, it just, for me, I've played all the Gears of War games. I love all the campaigns, minus Judgment. Judgment is garbage.
I was about to say, what about Judgment?
Fucking dreadful. But this, it just looks like the same old to me. And I'm like, can we get a little new, a little refreshing, piece of gameplay mechanics or whatever? And people have been like, oh, but why would you want it to like change it to where it's not Gears of War? I'm not saying change it to like to where it's not Gears of War, but like at least add something that's at least semi-interesting. It just the enemies, they look more or less the same as the Locust to me. Like, there's very few differences.
I just wanted to go back to Gears 1 where it was more of like a survival horror. Where it's like, what the hell is going on? And every moment there was something new happening, whether it was like, the whole Locust thing where one guy had to turn the spotlight on for the other guy to go across. Things like that was awesome.
You don't get the vibe with this one? I mean, I certainly get that vibe. There's no, it's dark. You don't know what's happening.
Yeah. I get conflicting vibes because the trailer, the first trailer, I think, the Tomorrow trailer with the Sound of Silence cover by Disturbed, that gave me an impression that it was going to be super dark, super edgy and all that. And then this new one comes out and it's like, at first it's upbeat and everything, high tempo, and then it slows down a little bit. I was like, I don't know what impression to get from this game. It's throwing me for a loop.
Well, it's not the game, it's the marketing. And don't get any impression from marketing people. They have no idea what the game is about. We need to sample it before we truly know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just going to wait till it comes out. If it's,
Yeah.
Hopefully Microsoft will throw me a free copy.
Yeah, right. Maybe they will. All right, let's talk about some other games that are coming out. The other big one is Battlefield 1.
Battlefield.
Adam, I see the thumbs up, man.
Yeah, I pre-ordered. I put on. I think I was like, I don't know, 10 minutes in the beta, and then I stopped, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting it.
I'm not buying it day one, but I'm definitely getting it.
Yeah, Adam? What are you looking forward to in the game?
Just World War I. That's just a crazy war that we've just never, in any form of media, really dived into. It's always been about World War II, but World War I, which is more chemical warfare, and so many people died. I mean,
hey man, are you doubting Ken Burns, man?
Oh, Ken Burns. Those are some great documentaries. He's great.
It's funny about Battlefield 1. When I saw the first trailer, I'm like, oh shit, a World War I game? This is crazy. Like, me, I'm not really into military first-person shooters, but I'm like, okay, I may actually get interested in this. Then I played a demo of it. I'm like, why do they have assault rifles in World War I? What the fuck is this shit? So that turned me off completely. And it's like, wait a minute, why are they using like air balloons as like, big heavy weapons? Those things were shitty for a reason. They you could shoot those things out of the sky.
But you got to remember, back then, even when they were throwing bombs, it was literally a guy in the back throwing the bomb.
Yeah, I know, but blimps were like they had blimps. No, they had blimps, but they kept them out of the battles for a reason, because they get shot down really fast because it's a huge fucking.
They're slow.
They're slow, and they have helium. So I'm like, wait a minute,
not helium. Back in those days, it was
hydrogen.
Hydrogen. My bad, hydrogen. So I don't know. That like just playing the game took me out of it. It's like I'm playing this shit like it's a normal game. It's like I'm running around just a fucking assault rifle and shit. It's like
why they do those things though?
Because of modern gamers. That's why.
Exactly. Modern gamers.
Some of those weapons were prototypes at that point in time.
Like, come on, that's bullshit though. Like
number one, no normal guy, no normal guy off the field got some crazy prototype.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm saying.
When World War I happened,
do you guys remember? It was on.
Okay, when was World War I again? I can't remember.
It was like 1914, 1918.
1914, 1918. People didn't even have 1911 guns.
Yes.
At that point
in time.
By the way,
they didn't even use assault rifles during World War II.
Okay,
so did you guys tell me they had them in World War I? Get the fuck out of here.
Did you guys ever play that?
I mean, they had the BAR in World War II.
Did you guys ever play
more or less an assault rifle?
The Civil War game? Do you guys remember that? The FPS Civil War game where you see him like take one shot with his musket and then have to like reload.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah, because
they had to take.
Yeah, no, I understand. Like
they have to take creative liberties.
Yeah, no, I understand that to make the game more fun. But at the same time, there comes a point where it's like, okay, you're taking too many liberties now. But who knows?
I honestly,
Wolfenstein did it.
Yeah, well, Wolfenstein had all kinds of weapons. Hitler.
World War II, man. There was like occult shit happening and all of this stuff.
Yeah, it had robot Hitler
and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's a hard ass game. The new one, oh my god.
Yeah, Wolfenstein is the shit though.
Wolfenstein, the New Order. That's been my favorite game this generation.
Yeah, that was great.
And the expansion pack, the Old Blood, that's fantastic as well.
I haven't finished that one. It's hard.
Yeah, I need to play that shit. And then coming out about I think a week or two after or around Battlefield 1, also from EA, Titanfall 2.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Chris, what's going on with Titanfall 2? Why are you excited?
Because I got to play it at E3 and I was very impressed.
Nice.
I really like it, and honestly, I played both. Like I played Battlefield 1, but honestly, if you
Titanfall.
Well, here's the thing. If you don't squad up with your buddies, and Battlefield 1 has the biggest multiplayer map yet, right? So you'll have 64 5-year-olds running around like chickens with their heads cut off, and you're the only one like, guys, can someone drive and I'll shoot? No? Okay, everyone's running off everywhere, and that'll be your Battlefield 1 experience if you don't squad up with your buddies. Where Titanfall 2 feels like a more compact experience. It has like a Counter-Strike feel, and I like.
Did you play the first one?
No, I skipped the first one. I didn't.
And now that's the thing. See, that's it. That's it. Because all the people that played the first one, like I had the first one that came out and stuff. And it's like when I played this one, it's like more of that.
Yes.
It just
and Adam, this is what people didn't get. Titanfall 1 was a really good multiplayer game. Yeah. It was a really good multiplayer game. It had its limitations and it didn't have that many maps and stuff. But the worst part of it, like the worst part that happened to it was that it was an exclusive. And after a few weeks, the multiplayer community died down, and that was the downfall.
They didn't have that horde mode that they added on much later on.
Yeah,
they had no story mode, and it was limited.
Well, what's going to kill it is this strategy. Why launch them at the same time?
That was horrible. That was horrible.
Yeah.
It should have been out now. It should have been.
I had a few issues with Titanfall 2 because I played Titanfall 1 on the Xbox 360, and then I played on the Xbox One, and I loved the game. I thought it was amazing. But my issues with Titanfall 2 was during the tech test, it it felt like it hadn't evolved, but at the same time they changed it too much. I don't know how to word this. Okay, so the things they added, I didn't understand why. It seemed kind of pointless, and then it seemed like they had lowered the time to kill. They had lowered the time to kill, so it's much easier to kill someone. So it's like it felt like Call of Duty to me, where you just instantly aim at someone, you pull the trigger, and they're dead. Like the first one who sees the other wins. That's how a gunfight would happen. And then with the whole thing with the battery system, where if your Titan doesn't have shields inherently, and if you want to get shields, you have to hop onto another Titan, take their battery out, bring it back to your Titan. That just seemed way too convoluted at the time when I was playing it, and I just wasn't sure if I was going to be buying it, because that's not what I enjoyed about the first Titanfall. I felt like the changes were unnecessary. But as the tech test went on, and then going into weekend 2, I started enjoying it much more. And now I'm at the point where I think I'm going to buy it. But I am concerned about the release date. At first, I was like, I don't think it's trying to compete with Battlefield, because it's a completely different game. I think what Titanfall 2 had to worry itself with was Call of Duty. But then again, Call of Duty's pre-orders are down like a motherfucker this year, so I was like, maybe it doesn't have that much to worry about. But as we get closer to Infinite Warfare's release, I'm seeing more and more people starting to get a little bit excited about the game, or excited about Modern Warfare Remastered. So.
Yeah, let's talk about Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Call of
that
Duty.
One too.
Yeah, Infinite Warfare. Here we go. Another Call of
fight in
Duty game.
space.
Let's do this, son.
That's it. Make it feel like aliens.
Hey, Adam, and you know this too, man, because you've seen a bunch of old movies. This is where space is where movies go or franchises go to die. Leprechaun, Razor, Jason.
Space.
Yep.
No,
I have a feeling this one's going to work. I think I see it. I have a feeling that it's just people are just going to be like, "Wow, I'm sold. This works." It's not just for the Modern Warfare Remastered. Something about this game, when I'm watching a video, I'm like, "This is it." This is going to take you more.
So I honestly think people are just talking their shit right now, and then once they play it, it's just Call of Duty. Like I'm just
that happens every fucking year.
Yeah. I'm not gonna buy Call of Duty. Oh wait, this is actually really good. Oh, I fucking hate it now.
Let's go ahead, man.
Yeah, like Call of Duty, like the multiplayer is going to stay the same all the time. It's just going to add a couple of new maps. It's going to use some old ones. It's going to get different guns. But like, so much people talk shit about Call of Duty, but I will give them this: the campaigns are always really
worth
good.
Playing. That's the whole thing.
They're worth the game.
Yeah,
Ghost.
Except Ghost. That's it.
Yeah.
I was going to say Ghost was the worst one.
Hold on, Ghost was the one with the brothers?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that one.
It was all over the place.
The Rourke, the villain, was like, I wanted to kill myself playing that game. Like it was so bad to me. Just like personal.
I think it was Ghost, the one, the level where you're like drowning, right? Like
there was a train.
Water.
There was one where you're
it ended on the train.
You're crawling through the bushes, and then this guy's walking, and there's I don't know.
They take your brother, right?
Yeah, they take your brother, and then you have the dog.
The concept that all of South America united to take down the United States that's kind of where the game sort of lost me at first. I was like, that would never happen. Ever.
I mean, wasn't Warfare 3 where like Russia invaded America? It's like America would nuke the fuck out of
World at War.
World at War was amazing.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, yeah.
That was beautiful, that game.
Hey, they re-released it this week on backwards compatibility, man.
Wasn't that the first Treyarch game? The first Treyarch Call of Duty game?
Call of Duty 3 was.
Which one?
Okay. Call of Duty 3 was actually console exclusive, and over 10 years later, it still has not come to PC. So.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
It's also backwards compatible on Xbox One.
Yeah,
it's funny. The other thing is with the whole install base with the Battlefield and Call of Duty, that there's just such an install base, and with Titanfall just falling in that pot. And if people are looking at their funds and like, what am I going to do? I think people are going to go with what they know and what's established and where they have their clans and their buddies. I think Titanfall is just bad timing, so I'll have to put that in the bargain bin for the end of November.
Yeah, EA kind of sent that game out to die.
They did
unjustly.
Yeah.
They should have released it during the fall, man. I mean, they should have released it during spring,
Yeah. They're not doing EA Access, which is stupid. It really is, because it's like, at least with EA Access, you're letting people try the game before they buy it, and that will sell people. That in and of itself will sell people, and that'll it won't ensure longevity, but it might give it a fighting chance. And now that they're not doing EA Access, I'm like, why? That's makes no sense. Makes no sense.
I think they have some exclusivity with Sony or something. That may be the reason behind it.
Really?
So no.
I think their reason was just they wanted to release it to everyone at the same time. I'm like, well, I understand that's a good move on them to show that they care for their community and everything. But at the same time, their community is pretty small, and you want to be able to grow the community, and you're releasing it right in between Battlefield and Call of Duty, so you have to do what you can to be able to grow it and get those sales. So.
Yeah, we'll see about that. All right, another big game that's coming out which was also delayed, Final Fantasy 15. Now,
I'm gonna go take a nap because I could literally give less of a shit.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Yeah, okay. Since I'm the only one that's probably still somewhat excited for the game, should we just move on? Because I know the rest of you guys.
No, dude, talk about it. I'll be down to talk about it with you.
Yeah, so, I just had asked.
What are you excited about with Final Fantasy 15?
Well, I'll be honest, it's fucking a real Final Fantasy game. I always get excited for Final. I'm the one guy that liked all the 13 games. I don't give a shit. So anything Final Fantasy is the only JRPG I'll buy now, because I just don't have the patience and time to play proper JRPGs anymore. So I'm like, okay, I'll stick with Final Fantasy, but at the same time, I'm very worried because I played those 2 demos and I didn't like the combat at all. So. Hopefully,
real-time combat?
Yeah, it's real-time. I don't have a problem with that. It's just the camera was kind of fucked up to me, but we'll see. I really hope it comes to PC eventually, because it'll look really nice on that.
But it seems like the game that most reflects the spirit of Final Fantasy is World of Final Fantasy, and no one's talking about
thank you for bringing that up. Let's talk about that, because no one's really talking about this game, but that feels super Final Fantasy-ish,
Yeah. I mean, that's the closest thing. It's just I would say Bravely Default is more of a Final Fantasy game than Final Fantasy 15.
Man, if they release Bravely Default on the consoles, man.
Oh yeah,
forget about it. That'd be nuts, But again, I don't mind when main Final Fantasy games switch things up, because that's always been a hallmark of the series. Every game is different from one another. Everybody says every Final Fantasy game is the same. No, they're actually all pretty different from one another. So I expect that. But at the same time, if you want to a more core Final Fantasy experience, and World of Final Fantasy is right there for you,
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Go ahead. Me personally, I've never been into Final Fantasy. That's just why I don't care. I don't like JRPGs for the most part.
Yeah, but at the same time, dudes like Riku, they're excited because it's real time. They don't like the turn-based stuff. So it potentially could bring in a whole new audience too. So I understand that, but again, we'll see. Oh, aren't they re-releasing Final Fantasy 12 soon? I'm pretty. That sounds pretty exciting.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I really like that game back in the day.
It didn't get a chance because it came out at the ass end of PS2, right? Way at the end, so it didn't really get a shot.
Yeah, kind of like Final Fantasy 9. Remember?
That was also that one was being demoed pretty recently. So yeah.
Yeah, Tony, knowing this generation, they're probably arguing it.
Yeah, shit. And then another game that got delayed, but it's probably been delayed for 10 fucking years. Another one, The Last Guardian, which is, I think it's gone gold now or something.
It doesn't matter.
So I think
it's still going to get delayed.
Yeah.
It's gone gold. We're still delaying it.
So is anybody excited? Okay, I'm
excited
for a game that took 10 years to make in 2 or 3 studios.
Manny, go ahead.
Here's the thing. I can't say that I'm excited about it. I'm glad to have it. I'm not gonna bowl over everybody because this game is coming out, but it's nice to see that it's actually going to be coming out. So I want to see what the game has to offer. A lot of people have played the demo and they say it feels a little bit like it's old and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't mind some of that sort of stuff, because in some ways a lot of Japanese games tend to be that way.
Yeah, throwback kind of mechanics.
Yeah, they feel very gamey or very stiff. You know, I mean, that's kind of just the world that Japanese games tend to be. Like, they're not exactly trying to create a full-on recreation of reality. So I don't mind that. You know, and then the fact that somebody said that the giant creature doesn't obey you all the time. So you know, that was the way the horse was in Shadow of the Colossus. You know, there's little things that they try to, little bits of reality, of course, they try to bring to it. But I mean, I think it's fine.
Yeah, because some people complain about it, like, oh, this is 2016. I don't find that cute anymore. I want it to obey me now.
You know, but that's the problem. People, where's your patience? It's like, I want it to happen now. You know,
people don't have patience anymore, dude. It's over.
Patience. It's like everybody wants to have their hand held. To be honest, you know, everything has to happen as soon as they want it to happen. You know, the thing is that's what also builds challenge as well. It's like, okay, if it doesn't get you all the time, so you try it a few more times. It's that sort of game. It's supposed to be played at a certain pace. You know, it's not a fucking run and gunner. It's not any of that other stuff. So to expect it to do everything that every other game out there is stupid.
But you know, this is what people are saying, and these are professional journalists saying this too. I don't want to deal with this.
Well, because you know, the thing is, it's like, okay, so you want it to act exactly like every single other game that's out in the industry? Come on, you asses. And
then you know what they're gonna say, right? This is derivative of everything.
This is derivative of everything. You know what? Then what happens? You know, if the game does well, then you know, if the game does okay, then years later, what happens? They'll go, oh wow, this game's actually really good. because you know what? In general, what happens is, because not, especially when it comes to reviews and stuff like that. You know, we've seen a lot of films and stuff that were actually are considered classics, like fucking Commando. That Commando got bad ratings initially, but
Escape from New York.
Wasn't that the? Sorry, but wasn't that kind of the case with The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask? Like, it was kind of
exactly
bashed on for being too similar, and now everyone's a fan of Majora's Mask. It's the best Zelda game ever.
Majora's Mask, it was bashed for being too different. You know,
or something like that.
No,
I never played it when it came out.
No, Wind Waker got bashed for being too different, and now it's like,
and then now that's a sweetheart too, right?
Yeah. And then Halo Reach is another one. I remember when that game came out, everybody did not, or everyone hated it.
They could go.
I mean, everyone liked the campaign. Everyone liked the campaign.
I loved it from the beginning.
Multiplayer.
It's always like this,
yeah. I loved Reach.
Everyone loved the campaign. The multiplayer, everyone had a problem with because of the armor locks, but now everybody loves Reach multiplayer.
Exactly. So I mean, I'm not saying that the Shadow of the Colossus is going to. I mean, not Shadow of the Colossus. Excuse me. The Last Guardian is going to be
Shadow of the Colossus.
The end all be all of games. But the thing is that I'm going to say this: every single one of those games, with the exception of every one of those games had a long road to go through before the people started to accept them. Well, Ico didn't do shit. You know.
I think Manny's right. It's, you know, they're complaining now, and then they're going to be like, oh, it's such a quaint throwback when everybody buys it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
but what about the new kids? The kids that are just like, I've never played any other console but my
PS4.
Go play
Grand Theft Auto.
There you go, and they're not going to play it.
They're going to go play GTA, or they're going to play Infinite Warfare because their parents don't read ratings and just buy it for them.
Yes,
that's how the ESRB works.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to The Last Guardian. I agree with Manny as well. Like, the graphics, they might not be top notch. If it has a unique art style that makes it different from everything else, and the gameplay is fun, that's all we can really ask for, you know. Yeah,
definitely.
I think I might get it.
Yeah, I mean, you see a screenshot from this, you're like, that's fucking. You know, that's fucking. I was about to Shadow of the Colossus. That's fucking Last Guardian. It has a unique style. Okay, I want to bring this game up because a lot of people on my timeline are talking about it, even though I thought this last game was kind of shitty. Mafia 3.
Mafia 2 was awesome.
I hated Mafia 2. I didn't think that was a good game.
So good. The story was so great. You know, just when you
Yeah,
thought it
but
was
then-
over, he goes to jail. He comes back. It's a
I couldn't
different
get
time
past those
period.
mechanics though, man. Like the
Everything, yeah,
shooting
it had
was
some issues.
shitty.
It had
Yeah.
some issues, but the story itself, it just kept you immersed, and it was like, you know what? Let's play this. I think I beat that twice.
Oh shit!
Super fan, but I'm not picking up 3 day one.
Why is that? Too many games, or what is it?
Too many games. FIFA, Battlefield, WWE. There's just too many other things that'll take up my time. My own wife and kids. It's too much.
Mafia 3, it does look good. I will say that it does look good. But with like Tony was saying, years ago I played the demo. It was free on Xbox Live. Like a lot of we don't have demos anymore, but I played the demo, and yeah, the story seemed cool because it was a mission where you were hunting down this guy in a warehouse, and the warehouse caught on fire.
Yep.
And the story seemed cool, and that's what got me into it. But then the open world mechanics just seemed so derivative, bland, and just like not enough was there.
Yeah, no, it was kind of empty. It was like, yeah, you could drive around, but you're not going to interact with the world like you are in a GTA. It wasn't like all these little missions here and there. None of that. So.
I actually got to see the live demo of Mafia 3. I mean, it looked good. It wasn't a live demo. It was a pre-recorded, whatever. Anyway, it looked pretty decent. It was actually a really long thing. I mean, I thought some things looked really interesting. I noticed that now, stealth is a thing.
Yes.
Every game has to do stealth. But
hey man, weren't we hanging out in that booth for
kill animation?
Oh yeah, that booth was actually a pretty awesome booth. Like they had like live music, drinks.
They had those nice looking girls too.
They had the tarot card readers. It was pretty awesome.
Man. Those were like the only booth babes at E3 this year. It's crazy, Oh, okay. I need to bring this game up real quick. It's not going to be a blip in the radar or anything. Shadow Warrior 2, just for the fact that they got Stan Bush to do a new song, and it sounds fucking awesome. Like, check it out on SoundCloud. It's called Warrior. It is great. He the guy still has it. The guy who did, You Got the Touch from Transformers. Brilliant. Okay, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. PlayStation VR.
Uh-oh.
Oh man!
Is anyone getting the PlayStation VR?
Not at this point. Give it like 3 years. 2 other versions of it. VR 3.
I'm not getting a PS4 Pro, so what's the point? It's going to be shitty on the original PS4, and I don't want to throw up or get a headache. So.
And that's the thing; they can never get over that. That's just motion sickness. That's going to happen. You know what I mean? So how do you overcome motion sickness?
If I'm going to do VR at all,
Dramamine pills or something.
It's going to come with little pills. You open up the game. All right, take these pills instead of DLC and stuff. You have to order new pills.
Yeah. Hey, if I'm going to do VR, I would suggest for anyone who's interested in VR, if you're going to do VR, just go all out. Get yourself a PC, save up, get yourself a VR, because if you're thinking that you're going to get the definitive VR experience on a $400, no, not even a $300 console, the original PS4, you're dreaming. You're gonna kill yourself with that motion sickness. So, yeah. But
I'd like to step forward and say, if Coalition or anybody out there would like somebody to review these things for you, I humbly submit my services for the low price of a setup of VR gear. So think about it, Coalition. Think about it, fan base. If you want to hear all about the newest stuff, just I don't know, start a Patreon or send a check to Coalition, or just beg real hard. I'd be happy to slog through and tell you what's good and what's not.
Yeah, well, I could tell you this. I can't promise that we could get you the proper headset, but games, yes, we could do that. We'll negotiate, Brett. But dude, are you still even excited for PlayStation VR? Because to me that seems like the last hope of VR now.
Yeah, I mean it's everybody, you need to keep in mind this is going to be a launch. It's going to be a launch just like any other launch. It's going to have launch titles just like every other set of launch titles. But there do seem to be a good set of titles being released. Like the London Heist is coming in PlayStation Worlds.
Is that the one with Jason Statham?
Yeah, I think so. That's that's supposedly one of the better VR games out right now.
What about Riggs?
Batman looks okay. I heard Batman's
people,
really short.
Yeah,
Dude,
people are
I'm
talking about
really
Riggs.
excited about Riggs. I am really excited about Riggs.
What's Riggs? I haven't heard of it. I don't even keep
Riggs
up on gamer.
Yeah, Riggs is like a sports game. Brett, you could explain it.
Riggs is like a competitive multiplayer mech suit combat game in which you're released into an arena in VR, and you have you don't have reticles, you have lasers, and so you're like leaping around from place to place. It kind of reminds me of like Halo Combat mixed with, what was the old game that you used to like actually go into the arcade and sit down and you'd you'd have the big 2 joysticks, and the whole seat would shift, and you'd play these
Afterburner?
Oh wow, no, there was a Star Wars one, remember?
No. This was a robot fighting game.
What, Virtual On?
Was it Virtual On?
No, he's talking about Steel Battalion.
Yes.
Battalion. Yeah. Was that
they would sell you the big. You get the big ass controllers.
I remember the controller.
Yeah.
I remember the Angry Joe review of the last one they made.
So they ruined it with Kinect controls.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Riggs. That's like one
Riggs
of the big
looks
ones.
really well put together, and it looks intuitive and it looks fun.
Right,
so I mean, that'd be something I'd play right off the bat.
But Brett, how do you play that? Like, I mean, it sounds like you have to do a lot of movement. So is there like a cable with the
Controller,
VR?
man.
I mean, like, what do you have to look? I don't know.
Okay, essentially, and I think this is why things like, you're in a mech make more sense to people in VR, because you're still using controls to move around, but you're free looking inside of this mechanism. So a lot of games are utilizing like you're in a tank or you're in a mech suit, because it still then makes you think like, okay, I'm sitting in a mech suit, so I still have to press forward to move forward, but I can look around freely with my head. And so that kind of bridges the gap. The part they're having kind of trouble with is, why is it that I can just stand here and look down, but I still have to press a button to walk forward? So they're finding more luck with putting people in kind of vehicles, and that subverts a lot of motion sickness. But you're not going to be jumping around. You're going to be kind of moving forward and backward with your controls, and they also control where your guns are, which is a really cool concept for anybody that's ever like played Arma or any other game where you can break your vision away from your reticle. So you can kind of look left while aiming right. If you think somebody's coming up the right, you can kind of keep your gun pointed to the right, look left, and then look back right just to see him coming out around a corner and pull the trigger. It makes for a really cool sensation that I haven't seen kind of replicated outside of the certain games that do let you do that. Like in Arma, it was always really fun. You put somebody at gunpoint, and you can look to your left, look to your right, look to your left, and constantly keep your gun pressed up against the person while you're interrogating them in the game or something like that. So I'm really excited, and I think it'll work really well. And the fact that MLG is kind of on board right away, they're making something that's fast, intuitive, it's easy to play, and it's fun. And I think it won't be the deepest game in the world. It'll be just arena robot combat. But you know what? I think that's a great place to start, and it'll be a great way to get people introduced to the idea of VR. And developers are having a pretty big learning curve. So we're going to see all kinds of new stuff regardless. You can't stick to the tried and true in VR. So we're going to get to the point where VR is going to offer new experiences and regular games are not, even in the sense that like, oh, you don't, you have like these kind of lasers that are targeting lasers, because reticles don't work in VR. They give you kind of this displacement of depth, and so your bullets don't land where you think that they're going to land. So they worked around like, okay, guiding lasers. Guiding lasers will be how we do this. And they're finding out that you can't necessarily have like guide markers just floating around, because it tends to disorient people. So they're looking at different ways to build games. So I'm excited about VR. I really am. Like, if I had the money around, I would absolutely buy a launch PSVR or a Vive. Or I don't want an Oculus Rift, but the sculpting program in Oculus Rift I think is so cool, and I'd love to get proficient with it, because I feel like that is going to be a huge tool in the future of animating, and like to know how to use that would be super advantageous. In 10 years, I think something similar is going to be being used by Pixar and Cartoon Network and video game companies and things like that. It'll just be it'll be kind of a mainstream standard. Because if you're going to be playing in VR, if you're going to be seeing it in VR, even if you're going to be seeing it in a rendered 3D world, like creating it in a rendered 3D world could be just the new standard. I don't know, Manny. What do you think about that?
As far as using it for art and stuff like that, definitely. I mean, the one biggest thing with a lot of artists, especially when they're, when they've come from a world where they've mostly done things that are physical, is just making that jump to something digital, and it just seems more intuitive when you can actually touch something, or not touch something, but actually interact with something in 3 dimensions. Especially if you're trying to sculpt a 3D object.
Yeah, like you just be able to sculpt it and spin it around and polish a little bit here and spin it around, look at it from a different angle. I mean, that seems way better than it would be, And I know that we have programs on PCs to do that now, but it just seems more intuitive and fun. And you're also creating it in the same environment that it's going to be viewed in. Mm-hmm. So I think that's helpful too. So I'd love to get it on the ground floor of that one, man. As an artist, that's one of those things like, dude, everybody's going to want to learn this in 5 years. I want to start learning this shit now so I can be one of the first people that use it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
It's awesome. All right. The last game I want to spotlight, Watch Dogs 2.
Well, there's actually another one.
Well, we'll talk about that. So yeah, again, Watch Dogs 1 was one of those games that was insanely overhyped, didn't live up to the promise and stuff. But I always felt like, hey, this may be an Assassin's Creed situation where the first Assassin's Creed was not that good, but they really got their shit together with the second one.
Shut your whore mouth.
It is Ubisoft.
Yeah, so
I enjoyed the first Assassin's Creed very much.
Really?
Yes.
Like I heard with this one, you can actually SWAT people, like other like NPCs and stuff in the game. So let's say if there's like a street musician playing something, you can call the police on him and say that he's like dealing drugs, and then just stand back and watch as this whole thing unfolds of like the cops showing up, and then he's running and they tackle him, and
like, that sounds awesome. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you can set up or you can like call like the mafia and tell them that there's some guy who's ratting them out, and then they'll show up and there's a big shootout, then the cops show up to get involved, and then you could hack some of the cars and move them out of the way or move them to run over people during this whole big altercation happening. So that sounds interesting, but that sounds more like side quest stuff. Like when it comes to the game itself and the story, I don't know. I just don't see the interest in it. And just I guess because the first one I had such a bad taste. Like
the thing is, to me, the first one had a really good premise behind it with the whole hacking stuff. Yeah. But the story was just so stupid, and the main character was just so dull. But
I'm a random guy.
Aiden Pierce, like who cares? I don't care about you. But I thought there was a cool underlying cool mechanic under it. So I think with this one, they're finally going to realize it. Just like with Assassin's Creed 2, it's like it finally realized everything that the first game wanted to do.
Well, here's the funny thing with that is that Watch Dogs was built on the Assassin's Creed 2 engine.
Interesting.
So it was using an old engine at the time. So that also didn't help. But my
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, they were using the old engine because supposedly they had that and they were just building on top of it for something else, and then they scrapped it and they put a new skin on it and said, "This is the new world. This is what we're going with."
See, what's funny about that is because this was touted as being the first, next gen game, right?
Well, graphically,
that's what they were showing.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah,
we all did.
I'm not even like. I'll be honest. Like I pre-ordered that game. And I was so excited to play. When I finally played, I played through the whole game, and I was just like, "What the fuck? What did I just play?" Like, I felt like this sensation of, "Wow, that was really unfulfilling." And it was one of those things where I had no desire to play it ever again, and I was just like, I kind of just wasted $60 on this. And playing it now, like I got it on sale like a couple months ago for like $5 or something, and going back and playing it now, it feels super generic, super duper generic.
It felt super generic when it came out. It was just generic open world,
super simplistic, and I was just like, I'm not exactly all that excited for the new one. Like, I'm sorry, when you leave that, you never get that first impression back ever again. And if I didn't really particularly enjoy your game the first time around, I don't think I'm going to be all that interested in playing your sequel. To be honest.
All right, that's one way of seeing it. I'm gonna give it a chance. All right, Manny, what else do we have?
Gravity Rush 2, baby.
That's your game of the year right there.
That's my game of the year. No, I really enjoyed the original Gravity Rush for the Vita, and I played, just because I love the game so much, I played it on the PlayStation 4 version.
Didn't we do the share play? We did a share play. Something
yeah, and I showed
you. That was that one, right?
Yeah, that was that game. That's the game I got the platinum trophy. And in fact, I was able. It's funny because I was able to get the platinum trophy I was close to the platinum trophy on the Vita, but there was one problem. The touchscreen in the back was used for the touchscreen and the gyroscopes are used for a certain move in the game that's super hard to do. And that prevented me from doing it. It's this move called the gravity slide. So what you do is you hold the front of the screen or something like that, and then it activates it. And then what you do is you use the console to control your character. Fucking the most difficult thing ever. On the PlayStation 4 version, obviously they gave you the ability to use the thing.
I'm gonna try it right now, Manny. Here we go.
Yeah, you could choose to use that control option, but for the most part, it's off, and you can just use the controller on its own. So I literally got the platinum trophy off of that one. But yes, Gravity Rush 2, that game I played it at E3, really good. I don't know if they're using the same engine. Because the funny thing about Gravity Rush is Gravity Rush and the game Journey are actually using the same engine.
Interesting.
The original. It's actually Sony's internal, free, by the way, proprietary engine. It was made by Sony Europe, and they just let it go for free, and you can pretty much develop games with it. So the thing is that since they already had it in development, the Japanese studios hey, we'll just use this. So so it should be cool. I would love to see I really enjoyed the demo that I got to play. I also got to meet the creator of Gravity Rush, who also created Silent Hill. Another former Konami employee, by the way.
Oh man!
Hashtag fuck Konami.
Yes, of course.
But I'm actually more excited to play. I'm actually more excited to play this one than I am to play the Last Guardian.
Crazy.
Because and one of the other things about this is we only got to see that they were making this last year. Then they just showed a couple of seconds of a trailer for it or something like that. And
they didn't make you wait 10 years for it. Yeah,
so I'm guessing that's maybe Sony's little thing. They're just like, okay, we're not gonna make you wait 10 years. Right before it's ready to go, we're gonna put out a trailer.
Hilarious. All right. Any other games you guys are looking forward to this fall?
I'm just a mark for the wrestling games. I don't know why. It's up there with I don't know. It's mindless. I just run around, beat people up.
Dishonored's coming out if anybody cares.
Oh, no.
The first one. So I don't know.
First one, BioShock. Too much.
Hold on, that's coming out this year?
Yeah, it is coming out November actually.
I might get that.
Yeah, well, Carlos, why would you get that?
I don't know. I didn't really play the first one. I remember I always wanted to play it, but I heard it's really good, and I don't know. Bethesda, I know you don't like Bethesda, Tony, but I always like their games.
Here's the thing about Bethesda. I kind of like their side games more. I love Doom and Wolfenstein more than Fallout,
Well, Dishonored is one of these.
Exactly. So I never got around to playing the first one, mostly because it just seemed kind of generic to me, but who knows?
Yeah.
If you like BioShock, it feels like BioShock.
Here's one of the questions. What's the PS4 exclusive hit that comes out every year, every fall? There's not really one. It's The Last Guardian, the big game.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Tomb Raider with all the goodies.
Actually, Gravity Rush is the big one.
Yeah,
we've got
Gravity Rush is not going to.
Wait, what happened, Brett?
We have blockbuster games like Darkest Dungeon, Dead Rising 2,
Darkest Dungeon,
Tropico 5. I mean, these are brand new red hot games that are just like cutting edge. Nobody's played these things.
Oh, Darkest Dungeon is getting a lot of hype.
Dead Rising 3 is coming. I forgot about that. Does anyone care about Dead Rising anymore?
No.
It's Dead Rising 2.
It's 4 though. It's the 4th game.
No, Dead Rising 2 is coming out on PS4. Not Dead Rising 3. What? Dead Rising 2.
The Xbox One exclusive game that came out?
No, that was 3.
That was 3. Yeah. The Xbox game.
Oh.
Yeah. The 360 game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like we're probably like, hey, peasants, how would you like some Dead Rising? I'm like, oh, I love the Dead Rising franchise. Are you finally porting 3 over to the PlayStation? They're like, no, it's 1 and 2 with the DLC.
Yeah.
Go eat a dick. And I'm like, oh, well, that's
it.
What about 4? When's that coming out?
That's next year.
Oh, shit. I thought it was this year for some reason. Oh, well.
If it is, then they're not really promoting it because we're getting close.
I could not care less.
It's just, it was fun at first.
Are you sure? Because it says it right here. I don't know. Maybe this thing's wrong. It says Dead Rising 4 is coming out December 6th.
All right, toward the end of the year. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless they delayed it, I'm pretty sure it's somewhere. I remember that.
I don't care. It's like there's too many zombie games out there. Don't care.
Hey, it's a zombie
amazingly
game.
Fun.
Here's the thing, Brett. They probably were fun, but I missed that boat, man. I missed that boat.
No, because you're misunderstanding. It's almost a zombie game making fun of zombie games.
Okay, I mean that could be cool.
2 was fun because you were able to play with a buddy. That was the cool part. You had co-op story mode, and that was great. You know, but
2 of the same character was weird though.
Yeah, that was kind of odd.
All right, I want to move on now. Let's talk about some news. So this one, this came out like a couple of days ago. This is pretty interesting. Actually, no, I think it came out today. So Hello Games, the guys who made No Man's Sky, they're under investigation by some British agency for false advertisement.
We knew that was going to happen. We knew they were going to get sued for something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this was bound to happen, right? So there you go. But the thing is, there's so much evidence out there. How could you not win this? You know, like they flat out lied. And here's the thing: Sean Murray hasn't been on Twitter in a long fucking time. This man is hiding.
It's been like a month.
Yeah, like, dude, where are you? Talk about your game. You know,
it really.
He's off counting his money.
The thing is, it's it's almost like it's a scam. You know,
well, the way he's behaving, the way everything played out, it's perceived that way, right? It wasn't a scam, but by not acting professionally after the game launched and fessing up and owning up to that, you oversold it, right? You oversold it, you overhyped it. Those features weren't ready or wasn't available. He didn't own up to it. Now he's vanished.
Mm-hmm.
The game sold like hotcakes. It made a ton of money, so it looks like a scam, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes himself look worse. Every day he doesn't do this. Nobody will trust you again if you don't come out and say something.
Yeah, even Peter Molyneux didn't ever pull that shit when he lied. You know, he was always out there. Now, okay, I want to list the things that were gonna be in the game but weren't. Okay, multiplayer, factions warring, amazing ship customization, crafting system. It's kind of there. Landing on asteroids, having fleets appear out of nowhere, destroying the fleets, destroying space stations, large scale space battles, joining these battles, sand planets, large creatures.
But do you remember what they said to this? They were like, "Oh, but we're talking long term, like in the life cycle of this."
They flat out said, "Yes, that's going to be in it." They never said,
"Yeah, eventually." That's what he was saying.
What's his name? What's his name?
Sean Murray.
Wasn't he on like a talk show and they were asking him all these questions about the game? He's like, yes.
He was everything.
There was multiple talk shows. He went on Colbert. He went. IGN interviewed him, like a bunch of guys, and he just kept saying yes to everything. A multiplayer, you'll be able to meet your friends. Fleets. They even had a video.
You could play FIFA on one of the planets. He was like, "Yeah, yeah."
Hey, and when the game or when Angry Joe, Angry Joe,
make that a channel.
Hey,
I'm sure there is an Angry
Joe
Joe.
reviewed the game. I was like, yo, it looks like the same game that was announced, but then he started pointing out all these things that were missing, and I was like, yo, this is low key. No, actually, not even low key. High key, a scam. Like, and now he's been gone. He's been gone for a month. And Chris is right. It looks bad on the whole company, and it's not surprising that they're being investigating.
Yeah, but the company, the organization is the United Kingdom's Advertising Standards Authority, ASA. They're the ones that are investigating them because apparently they've been getting a lot of complaints from like consumers and stuff.
Well, yeah, this is they're responding to the Steam version of the game, because on Steam they still have the screenshots and the video of all the features that are missing. That's what ASA is investigating them on.
Yeah,
and but the console one's a mess too. There's no patch notes ever. They've been patching the game.
But you would never know that. You would never know that according to the fanboys of the game.
Oh, those insane.
Nobody on my list playing it.
Yeah. Oh, this game is the perfect game. It's the game of the year. No, it's not.
Well, the game of the year, according to sales, is The Division.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are people still playing that?
Yeah. Are people still playing that? Yeah.
I heard that the player population dropped a lot after. Yeah,
it did. But I have people on my list still playing. I sent them a message. I'm like, respect, because you're still living in that world.
Doing a little preview, but that's gonna be a short ass list for that game of the year contention, man. I'll tell you that much.
Shit, that man.
That's because this generation was garbage.
This year was fucking terrible. It was the worst one yet. But I got a couple that I'm gonna nominate. And
I got one that's probably gonna I already played the one that's probably gonna win for me.
Yeah,
Uncharted.
Okay. I'm gonna say this right now. Right now to me it's between Uncharted 4 and Doom. Those were fucking brilliant. I may even give it to Doom at the end of the day, but we'll see.
Actually, right now for me it's in between Doom and Forza Horizon 3 because it's like
I need to play that on Forza, but Doom was fantastic.
Yeah, Doom was just it. We'll talk about this I guess near the end of the year after we play Gears of War 4 because who knows, man.
I just want to bring something up, Tony.
Yeah, go ahead.
Doom wasn't Doom kind of shit on by the press, the gaming press?
Before launch because they didn't release a demo. That was the thing.
IGN's review was downvoted like a motherfucker the day they reviewed it.
Man, fuck those guys, man. That game was awesome.
They didn't like the multiplayer. I remember I watched the review and they were like, "Well, we had to buy our own copy." All right, yeah, sad story. Whatever, you bought it. But they were like, yeah, the multiplayer. And then they found out the multiplayer was done by a separate studio. So they were like, campaign, great. He's a badass. He wakes up, he's killing, monsters.
Yes, Chris, remember that video you did?
Oh, it was fantastic. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
The lore
you're murdering.
10 seconds. There was a ton of skepticism leading up to that game. I heard a lot of people like, oh, this doesn't look like Doom. It's going to be bad. And I'm like, no, dude, I know a good game when I see one. And I never had any doubts that was going to be, or that wasn't going to be a fantastic game. It was amazing. Who the
fuck said that? Because when I saw that trailer, I'm like, oh my fucking god, this is Doom.
Live streams from when they showed it off at E3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I saw that. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And I read one review that said this is the doomiest game that ever did Doom. It's like it is fucking.
So I just did quick research. So. What do you guys think the IGN score was?
Who cares?
I think it was a 7.
Yeah, so it's a 71. So
okay.
Yeah, so essentially people were mad for getting a good grade.
Well, you know how people are.
Well, I think
the grading system starts at 70.
Yeah. I do think they sold it short. I think they were a little too harsh on the game just because of the multiplayer. And for me, I love old school multiplayer shooters. Like Quake 3 Arena on the Dreamcast was my shit.
I love Quake.
And it felt like that. And I really enjoyed that part of the game. And I still don't think it's a bad multiplayer. And I think they did shit on it a little bit too hard on that aspect.
I'm gonna have to double check. And I think I reviewed the game for Coalition, and I don't even think I mentioned the multiplayer. Who cares about the multiplayer in Doom, man?
No one's playing it. No one on it. I bought it on Xbox One. No one's playing it. It takes you 20 minutes to get into a match.
That's the story of the last two gens. Who cares about multiplayer for most games?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, some games. I mean, who's playing Uncharted 4 multiplayer? I'm not playing.
No one.
Yeah, who cares?
The only thing that's starving multiplayer on consoles is GTA.
and Call of Duty, you know.
Call of Duty and Battlefield. People,
And
motherfuckers are still playing
Oh, yeah,
Battlefield on
FIFA,
console.
FIFA, Madden,
Yeah, Madden, yeah.
sports.
So yes, it's a, you know, it's a, I'm gonna say it's the meathead games. Just be honest.
Yeah.
You know,
Actually, you know what? Halo 5 is still doing pretty well. I have no trouble getting into a Halo 5 game.
people
Which is
say
weird.
still play Halo 5. Okay.
Well, Halo has a decent community. It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still pretty decent amount of people still play that.
Halo 5, I mean, the Halo community is one of those communities where, you know, if they like the game, they'll stick with it. Like Halo 4, nobody stuck around for that game. Nobody. I remember getting that day one. It was active for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. But this, I'm surprised. It's still holding up. It doesn't take long at all to find a game. It's still fun.
Yeah, I played Halo 2. I played the multiplayer till Halo 3 came out. That was like 3 years after that.
That was before I had Xbox Live. That was before I was online gaming. I was just split screen all day.
You guys remember when Microsoft wanted to shut off the Halo 2 server? This is during the 360, and it was a group of people that just stayed on. And they're like, right, we're not going to kick them off. And they stayed on for like half a year.
Well, because it was a peer-to-peer server, so like if the host was still on, they couldn't shut them off.
Yeah. And that means that they had to keep their boxes on straight.
Yo, that's dedication right there.
Yeah.
That Xbox was fried.
Yeah.
That's it.
Put it in a mini fridge.
You could probably fry an egg on that Xbox.
Okay, I just looked it up now. I did in fact review Doom because look at the title. Hell ain't a bad place. That's Tony right there.
That's
an Iron Maiden lyric, by the way.
Yep.
I always throw little things in my reviews and stuff. All right, moving on here. Speaking about Xbox, guys, this is fucking Chris and I were talking about this earlier this week. Okay, so Xbox guys now believe that not only will the Scorpio be cheaper than $500, they think it's going to be $400, but they think it's going to be even more powerful than they say. So now it's gone from 8 teraflops to 10 teraflops.
I heard it levitate.
So it's like,
Well, that's the
I heard it will make a sandwich for you.
That's the PlayStation 3, by the way. That levitates.
Yeah, that levitates.
And the Dreamcast thinks.
So, okay, can we actually I never mind. I just answered my own question. I was going to ask, can we put some common sense in these guys? No, we can't. It's like they honestly believe it's going to cost $400 and be more powerful than a fucking $2,000 PC.
No. They're just talking.
It's 6 teraflops, right? That's what it's purported to be.
No. It's going to be 10 now. Get it right.
No,
man.
I mean the original report was 6 teraflops.
6 teraflops.
Chris, go ahead, man.
What is it? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Chris, go ahead.
No, Chris.
Go ahead.
I want Chris to go off, and then you can go on, Philip.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Chris has fire. I know it. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, this is ridiculous because you're talking like, okay, we're at the Titan X, we're at Pascal right now for NVIDIA, we're at R9 for AMD. You're getting maybe 11 teraflops from your Titan X, right? A $1,200 card. So you're talking about in less than a year for $400 for an entire console, you're going to get close to that performance that PCs are that the most expensive PCs are enjoying right now. I don't know what they're smoking, but it's fantastic. I want some.
Microsoft's not going to eat up that cost.
No, they're not. No. Absolutely not. And this is going to be a premium system, so it's not going to be $499 or $399. That's insane. And have that performance. And I already said with the AMD roadmap, they're not going to meet even 6 teraflops. They're reaching for that. So to say like, oh no, they're going to reach 10 teraflops, it's impossible because AMD's roadmap shows that the chips that they would need for that aren't going to be ready next year. They're going to be ready in 2018.
I predict when it comes out, it will divide the market, just like how the Pro is going to divide what's happening with the PS4. It's going to be the same thing because they even said it's going to be a premium console or a premium. No, they didn't even say console, just a premium device that they're making. So you're going to have Scorpio, and I know you'll have the Xbox S, Xbox One S, and that's it. Those are the two that are going to be going around. So I think there's going to be 2 separate SKUs when it comes to the games. It's going to be like, oh, you want the Scorpio version or do you want this version, the standard Xbox? Yeah,
Phil, get in here, man. What do you have to say?
Chris literally took the words right out of my mouth. I was literally about to say the same friggin' thing. But, Iron Wolf and all these friggin' people, sorry if I name drop, I don't know, but they made a video. Iron Wolf particularly made a video where he was like, oh, they could just, 6 is just a rough number. the 6 teraflops is just a rough number. They could easily up it to 8 or 10. I'm like, that's not how this works. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
easy, right?
Console hardware is decided years before it comes out, right?
Yeah, you have to manufacture.
That's how it works. Time. Yeah, so it's like, oh, Microsoft can't just be like, pull it right out of their ass. Here you go, 8 teraflops, 10 teraflops. And like Chris said, like the most expensive PCs, the Titan XP, the Titan X Pascal is like $1,200, $1,500. And that can't even do what they want the Scorpio to do. So what makes you think that they're going to release this at $400? It makes no sense. Like, simple math here. And I'm not even good at math. Like, simple freaking math. It's not going to work. It's not going to cost $400. Well, it's going to be... I would be surprised if it was $800.
Yeah, and this might be getting too technical, but like if you're getting a GPU that's that powerful and does that many computations for a given frequency, like where the hell is all the memory going to come from?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, PC GPUs have their own dedicated memory. Like mine has 8 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM just for the GPU. So
right.
if they're like, what they're gonna have?
What's the CPU gonna be like?
Yeah, the guy's saying there's a complete lack of understanding how GPUs work. Right? They just see this magical number and they think it can be dialed up and down because like. To them, it's like, oh, well, if you just cool it, or there's a magical switch in there, there's secret sauce. You just turn it on.
Well, no, they think that because Microsoft is a billion-dollar company that they can just easily pull money out of their ass and up it to 8 or 10. And I'm like, that's not how a business works. Yeah. Businesses are not in the business of losing money.
Right,
like, and they're not going to do that.
And no amount of money can push technology to that point. Like technology evolves as it evolves. Like stuff is moving very fast, but even it can't move that fast and make it that affordable in that amount of time.
Well,
like,
not only that, but like Chris, you compared it to the Titan, right? The Titan's a dual GPU solution on a single card.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you'd have to, they don't think about you have to cool the Scorpio. Like you said, it needs dedicated RAM for the GPU. And then what kind of CPU is going to be in the Scorpio? We have no idea, guys. We have no freaking idea. We have no idea the bus speed. We have no idea the RAM speed. We don't know anything about the Scorpio. But yet, somehow, magically, it'll become 8 or 10 teraflops. That number will keep going up as Crap Gamer's head keeps expanding infinitely like the universe.
Okay, so... Let me interject. Like you said, the CPU. Like if you have a Titan XP for a graphics card, but you have like an i5 2500K, which is an old as fuck processor, it doesn't matter doesn't matter how powerful the fucking graphics card is. That CPU is always going to be a bottleneck. And if this is going to be just an upgraded Xbox One, if they're saying it's not a new generation, it's just an upgraded Xbox One, then I'm going to assume that they're going to be using the same processor. That's going to bottleneck the performance of this machine, no matter how high the GPU performs. I'm wrong here.
And I think they are going to upgrade the CPU, but...
Yeah, but they're going to have to stick with the Jaguar. The Puma Jaguar is what they're going to have going into 2017. So even if you clock that higher, even if AMD goes, we squeezed every bit of performance we get out of this, you might get 40% more processing power. That's the best we could do for, $700, right? That's it. That's the white paper. That's what you have to plan for going forward. I mean, maybe... but by the time E3 happened, the AMD roadmap was a little earlier. They were a little more, positive on that. They would have their next gen ready by next year, right? So they were like, "Sweet, we'll just announce it," right? And then the roadmap changed afterwards, right? But Xbox hasn't changed their tune because maybe they're hoping that they can pull something off and overclock this gen. Or squeeze some performance out of it. Maybe they might get close to 6 teraflops. My prediction is they won't make 6 teraflops. It'll be like 5.6 or 5.8. It'll be close, right? But they won't make it.
See if people even care about that when it happens.
People are insane, man.
Why are we even talking about this? It's a year away.
No, but I just had to bring it up. It's like because people. Here's the problem. Here's my problem, right?
I know what you're saying.
You have people out there that have. Again, we talked about this earlier. Have like literally tens of thousands of subscribers telling their fans this, and they believe this shit. To me, that's a problem, and it should be addressed. You know, there's all this misinformation because all these idiots are believing this stuff. You know, like, oh yeah, Crap Gamer knows what he's talking about. You know, no, he doesn't. He's a fucking idiot. You know, you shouldn't be listening to him.
Yeah, it's really sad because their followers literally don't know any better, and it's like you have the world's the infinite sum of our knowledge as a species at your fingertips, and you can't do 5 minutes of research to understand that what these guys are saying is complete bullshit.
Yeah,
and you need to be doing your own research.
It's insane, man. So, you know, just had to bring that up, that nonsense. The problem is I can't even like tell people this shit online because they'll get mad at me. Oh, you're just a Sony fanboy. You're just doubting Microsoft. Are you fucking stupid? It's just not possible, guys.
Exactly. Like, you know, the thing is that, again, competition is good. Why would you ever want any of the other competitors to go away? It just this means that each one will try to make something better.
All right, let's move on here. So, you know, still sticking with Microsoft, though. This is funny. This came out today, too. So, we all know about how Microsoft originally launched the Xbox One. That's with the Kinect. It was supposed to be the all-in-one system, hence Xbox One, right? Apparently, they expected to sell 200 million consoles.
Jesus.
Well, that was the Dan Matrick estimate.
Don Matrick, just for basis of comparison, the most successful console of all time, PS2, 150. So they thought they were going to outdo it by 50 million. And in a weird way, I kind of understand it because think about it like this, because they thought, hey, everybody's going to want cable TV in their living rooms. They're going to want this streaming shit. They're going to want all this TV stuff. People want, a cable box with a gaming system in it. This is going to be huge. I understand that, but at the same time, they weren't looking at the market, seeing that people weren't really watching TV anymore. You know, they killed that whole Microsoft Studios thing. You know, not Microsoft. Was it the Microsoft Entertainment or whatever? They killed that.
Yeah,
shit.
they killed it.
They put TV first instead of gaming first.
Yeah.
That was a big mistake.
If I can interject, I think what the major problem, and I think anyone can really see this, is like you guys said, they put TV and entertainment at the forefront, and yeah, that might be fine for trying to get the widest audience possible. But
why they got to be white? I'm fucking with you.
Damn it,
I thought he said wide.
That's what I said.
No. You said wide. I'm fucking with you. So why they got?
I know. But I think what they envisioned was fine for getting the widest possible audience. But when you're showing these off at gaming conventions, where gamers go, where gaming press goes, where people who follow the industry go, they don't give a shit about this. Mm-hmm. Like it's a useless feature. I knew that when I saw the Xbox One reveal, I'm like, okay, TV. I barely watch TV. Why do I give a shit about TV? This is a gaming console. You know.
What about sports though? Don't forget about that. You can watch your sports.
Yeah, I was a student athlete for 5 years, and I still don't give a shit about watching sports. Like it's all the features they were pushing at these gaming conventions, I didn't give a shit about. And they prioritized that over the gaming functionality when it should have been the other way around. You sell a gaming console first, and then you go, hey, all these other features we have, these are added bonuses. So I think that's what the problem is.
The whole 200
or was.
Go ahead, Chris.
There's no research or anything behind the 200 million number. Don Matrick is that special kind of marketing specialist, the guy who is like completely out of touch with reality and full of himself. Manny knows that's the same type of guy. It's like the guy who read 4 Kids. It's like it's any of these guys. They're just like, guys, we're brilliant, and we're going to sell 200 million units. And I'm sure somebody told him, hey, PS2 didn't even sell that many units. That guy probably had a cardboard box because nobody's going to mess with Don Matrick in his dreams. He's at Zynga now for all that bravado. So good job. A+ job.
Didn't Zynga declare bankruptcy or something like that?
Yeah, they did.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did. So there you go. Don Matrick, the bringer of dreams.
Probably his choice.
Don Matrick running everything into the ground.
Here's the thing, just to put it into context, right? PS4 is highly successful. That shit ain't going to sell 200 million either. So you're going to tell me Xbox One was? Get out of here.
Yeah, people keep saying that it's on track to sell as well as the PS2. I'm like, no, it's not, because
I don't think so. I think
there's no way.
Yeah, the PS2, even though it was only the main console for a few years, it was being sold in other regions for well over its time, and I feel like these consoles, we're only going to see them for 4 or 5, maybe even 6 years. Like it's not like the 7th generation where it's going to go on for forever. And now that we have the PS4 Pro and Xbox One S, that's even more clear. So I don't think they're going to sell 150 or 200 million. At most, if I were to put a rough number, like just pull one out of my ass, I would probably say like they'd probably do a little bit better than the 7th gen consoles.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe 100 million at most, because last gen did 80 million, right? So I'm gonna go with 100 million, but who knows?
That's
but
just
100, but 150 million, no fucking way.
Not even
200.
Yeah, 200 million, not even close.
Yeah, Don Matrick, man, that's a special character right there.
And if you want an offline device, buy a 360.
Yeah, exactly. Ridiculous. All right, and the last thing here, Chris, I have to throw something in there for you, man. Okay.
Uh-oh. Wait.
Yeah, there you go. Your hat.
It's me.
All right. So Nintendo's new Blue Ocean strategy is to court mobile developers and games.
Oh yeah. Blue Ocean is fantastic. It worked so well this generation. It works so well. All the grandmas that are still playing Wii Fit and Wii Sports, right?
Yep.
Oh wait, no, they're not playing anything anymore. That strategy is stupid. And Reggie keeps talking about it over and over again. He's like, well, we're not going to swim in the red ocean with Xbox and Sony. I'm like, you motherfucker, stop referring to it as red ocean, blue ocean. You're either competing with in video games or you're not. Like, pick one.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Pick a strategy, right? But they're licensing themselves out now like crazy. I see Jack Specific toys for Mario Kart now. They're going to do some kind of like, I don't know if it's an animation for Zelda. Like they're just licensing like crazy now. They need money. They don't even have faith in the NX. They don't have.
You don't even know what the NX is, and it's supposed to come out in like what, March next year?
Yeah, there was just a Foxconn.
Something like that.
Has anybody seen the Foxconn sketches?
Yes.
Yeah, that look almost like the patent thing with this like a power brick to like enhance the system and all that shit. It's gonna be a joke. It's gonna be a joke, and it's gonna just come out and into a space that nobody wants. Everybody's like, oh, they're so brilliant. They're in between consoles and mobile. You know what's in there? Nothing. It's the void. It goes in between the seats. It's like, you know what's between your couch cushions? Nothing. It goes sinks right in there. There's nothing there to hold it up. Nobody wants another mobile device. If you have an iPad or a Samsung, Galaxy or whatever you're using, whatever your choice of tablet is, you don't need another tablet. And if you're gaming on console, you're going to look at it and go, why would I play on this, right? I'm playing Xbox, I'm playing PlayStation. If you're a serious gamer, you're not going to look at it. And if you're a mobile gamer, you're going to why do I need another tablet? So I don't know what the thinking is there.
Mobile gamers, for the most part, they don't even consider themselves gamers. So it's like, why am I going to spend X amount of money on this thing that I'm barely going to use when I already have my iPad that has everything that I want on it?
Exactly. The iPad does more. So does the Galaxy and all this stuff. It's a multi-function device. That's what. Also, something that Nintendo doesn't understand because they live in a special little bubble where they're innovating beyond anyone, and they're really so far behind they don't even realize it. That they're going to come out with a tablet that does nothing but plays their games, uses their shop, and runs their apps, which are going to be all of like 5 of them because nobody's going to make them anything. And they're going to be like, oh, well, you should get this. It's just as good as your iPad. No, it's not. It doesn't do like a 1% of what current tablets can do. And it's probably going to be low res. And that's what the Foxconn leak said. And that's what I thought. It's like a 720p screen, which is laughable.
Wasn't there rumors of it was barely going to be as powerful as a PS4 or Xbox One? There was.
Yeah, that's what's going around right now. That it's going to be just a little under a PS4.
I don't understand. Like, they're playing catch up, and they've been playing catch up, and we're already moving on to the PS4 Pro, the Xbox Scorpio, whenever it comes out next year. And it's like, when those come out, you're back in the same situation you were before. And again, you're like Chris said, you're gimped. You have limited apps, limited games. Everything's running on a closed ecosystem. Whereas, what is it? Android or iOS, they have their well-established marketplaces where they have hundreds and hundreds, thousands of apps to choose from with everything that their consumers want. no one's gonna look at this and go, yeah, I need that. No, it's not gonna happen.
Right. And when mobile gamers have access to, like, pay to win games, so it's like free to play, whatever, or games that are $2 or less, right? Then Nintendo comes along. It's like, download this from the eShop for $60. Mobile gamers are, I'm not paying $60 for a game. I paid I could buy like 20 games on my iPhone for that. They're not going to buy that.
And you can get games like GTA San Andreas on iOS, and it's like $6.
Right.
And like no Nintendo platform has GTA as far as I know, unless it's Chinatown Wars. Do you even count that as
that one?
Yeah. So it's like you're not even bringing old games that are still really good to the table. You're not going to see a Grand Theft Auto trilogy remastered on this new system,
right?
Because it's not family friendly.
We're also almost in October, and we're still talking about rumors, right? They haven't released a shred of info yet, and we're going into the Christmas holiday. Everything's ramping up. There are holiday games launching this coming month. There's huge games launching in October. They still haven't given a conference. And if they don't give a direct about the NX in October, then I don't see them giving a direct through the rest of the holidays, which means you're only going to talk about this console in January when it's launching in March, allegedly. Who's going to care at that point?
And even the people that do care, it's like, wow, this was really short notice, and how, like, I'm not going to be able to save up the money to get that in this amount of time. So it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't get it. It's like, yeah, you're right. It's like, okay, it's October now. We should be hearing about this shit if it's coming out in March. Why aren't we hearing about it? And then, when Nintendo said before, it was like, oh, we didn't want to talk about it early because we don't want anybody stealing our ideas. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
No one's trying to steal their ideas.
Yeah, not only is no one's trying to steal your shit, but their console's already being developed. They're not going to suddenly scrap everything to copy Nintendo. That's Nintendo hubris,
Copy them what? In their strategy to not compete with anybody else?
I don't even know, man. They're like, oh, we don't want...
Oh, no, somebody else is going to bitch out of the show too and do bullshit unnecessary
but
stuff.
This is what I tried to explain, like, constantly when I argue with guys on Twitter or whatever, when they constantly tell me, oh no, Nintendo's innovative and they're going to pull it out this time. I'm like, the same thinking that brought you cartridges with the Nintendo 64, the same thinking that made the GameCube use proprietary small disc when everybody else was using DVDs. The same thinking that with full motion controls of the Wii, which was a giant gimmick. The same thing that put a slider on the new DS, so you had 3D, which nobody gave a shit about. So that same thinking is all of a sudden supposed to right the ship and give you an amazing gaming console. The same stupid, backwards, nationalistic, isolated thinking is supposed to give you super innovation. You are fucking demented.
Chris, here's the kicker, though. All that shit you just mentioned, to them, that was innovative. That was ahead of the curve.
Okay. I got to throw this in there. The post that you linked us, I think it was rather than make a deal with existing third parties that spurned them, Nintendo may court mobile developers by creating a new market for their games and make it easy for them to port to a new device. Like, what the bullshit backwards kind of fucking thinking is this? Yeah. Like, all of the big bad third-party developers and their bullying of Nintendo. They're just all jealous that Nintendo makes such quality games, and they want to hold them down.
But how do you quote mobile developers? You know how Apple and Android quote mobile developers? They go, hey, here's Xcode. Here's go have fun. That's it. That's all they have to do. Get the IDEs out, and
Nintendo wants to have control of their stuff.
Yes.
Doesn't Nintendo have like a reputation for just going to developers and going, "Here, have it. Just do it like on short notice." And developers like, "Fuck that. No, we're not developing games for you. Like, we want this beforehand."
Yeah, that's exactly how they act. They're notoriously bad. They are the ones that are notoriously bad with third-party support. Third parties go to get to them and go, hey, we don't understand the APIs. Hey, we're having problems with this. We're having frame rate issues. We're having this. We don't know how to access this. And Nintendo takes weeks to get back to them. That's soft dollars burned. That was in that Eurogamer article, and I bet it was from some Ubisoft guy working on Zombie U at the time. That they couldn't get that shit working, right? Or they wasted tons of money trying to get the APIs to work, and they weren't getting support from Nintendo. And that is constantly how they do it. If you don't speak Japanese, then later for you, good luck with that. Here it is, go make something, right? And figure it out. So and they're tired of that. But the third-party developers are sick of that. That's why EA took the stance of, hey, if you bring something to market that sells, maybe we'll make a game for you. Right? That's not bullying. That's prudent. And they're not going to jump forward and go, hey, let's port all these games for you and see how you do. Their good graces have all but evaporated.
And didn't Ubisoft come out and like praise what they were saying? Oh, this is innovative. The NX is going to be good and everything. Didn't they say the same thing about the Wii U? Or something like that.
Yves Guillemot is great at dog whistling. He's great at playing both sides. He's just trying to keep in good graces, because what he said was basically like, hey, it's an experiment. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, which is just double talk, right? Of course, anything could either work or not work. Are you supporting it? He's not. He didn't say that. All he said was, hey, they're making something different. And if it works, that's great. And if it doesn't work, we could go back to the other systems. So that's all he said. Everybody's taking that like, oh, Ubisoft supports them. No, he doesn't. If you read it, he doesn't really support them. He's sort of taking that, if it doesn't work, well, we're still making shit for Xbox and Sony, so it doesn't matter.
And even if he was supporting it, like Ubisoft did this in the past with the Wii U, they supported it with Arkham City Armored Edition or something like that, and then Assassin's Creed and all those games. And then once the Wii U was proven to have been a flop, they pulled out. They stopped making games for them.
Yeah.
So even if they were supporting it, it's like they're not going to be doing it for long.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Wii U was a flop. It launched with 38 games. The Wii U launched with 38 titles, most of those third party. That was on the good graces that the Wii was so successful. They don't have that this generation. The Wii U is a flop. Everybody's taking a wait and see approach, which means Nintendo has to support themselves, and they're going to have to get some ports. And that's all they're going to have. I doubt they're going to launch with 12 games this time.
Shit, I wouldn't be surprised, man. Nintendo. But again, but again, the fanboys are defending it, and then if you say anything against them, like the shit we've just been saying, you're just a hater. No, we're trying to tell you facts, but you don't want to fucking listen.
I feel like you can draw a lot of parallels between Xbox fanboys and Nintendo fanboys in their blind faith for the NX and Scorpio.
I mean, fanboys in general are just blind faith, but Nintendo fanboys are of a special kind of special. Shit.
They're old.
Well, I mean, at least with PS4 fanboys, like they have something to go on. We know the specs of the PS4 Pro, and it's coming out soon. Right at this point in time, the Scorpio and the NX are nothing. They're vaporware. There's nothing to go on. But yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be innovative. It's going to do 4K and all this shit. So I feel like
stupid.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck Nintendo. All right.
Hashtag fuck Nintendo.
Yeah. So a couple of things here before we wrap it up. So let's talk about this contest real quick.
Yes.
Okay. We have a winner for last week's. I don't have my book with me because I don't have visuals and stuff. But the winner is Shanaski, who got the answer right. The answer was Aladdin for the Sega Genesis. It was the second stage.
Yes.
So I will and Shanaski actually did. If you go to our YouTube channel, our intro video, he did that. So thank you for that, and thank you for actually answering the question. Also, special shout out to Mark, who also got the answer too, but he answered after Shanaski. First come, first serve. Okay, but we're gonna take a 1 week hiatus, or maybe 2 weeks, because we have Comic-Con next week. So I don't know if we're gonna do contest next week, but we're gonna take a little bit of a break from doing the book giveaways for something else. Two things tonight actually, and they're both coming from the guys that are related to each other. Right. So first up, Manny, what are you giving away?
I am giving away this print, which is of Liquid. It's a piece that I drew of Liquid Snake. It's joined the Genome Army propaganda poster, and it's signed by Cam Clark, the voice of Liquid Snake, and I'm giving that away to the folks.
Yes, but I don't think we planned what the contest was going to be.
We haven't planned because we were in such a craziness of just trying to get the show together, and also talking about the image that we're going to be posting, that we're going to be putting on for today. Today's thumbnail image. And
so we're gonna just keep it simple. We're gonna pull out one that we used before. tell us what your favorite Metal Gear game is and why. Tell us on Twitter, Facebook. We don't care. Just tell us somewhere, on Twitter, Facebook, the Coalition thing right here on YouTube, wherever you can, SoundCloud, I don't care. And we'll pick somebody at random and we'll give you that print. Manny, is there any restrictions as far as countries or what?
No, I'm willing to ship it anywhere.
All right, even Africa?
Yep, even Africa.
Okay, so there you go, people.
It'll take about 3 weeks.
It'll take a little while, but you know what? You guys will get it. I'm not gonna. I spent money to get it. I'm willing to spend money to ship it to you. So
yeah. Oh, one thing though, for you guys watching us live now, do not post the answer right here because it's going to get deleted. So put it in the comments after this episode has gone fully live. So yeah, what was your favorite Metal Gear game and why? We'll pick somebody at random. All right, so that's that contest. And then today, Adam, you have something to give away as well.
Yeah, Forza Horizon 3, the Halo Warhog. It was it's something that you get when you get a code that Microsoft sends over to you. I don't know if there's another way to get it, but they sent it over to me, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to play this game. So whoever wants the Halo Warhog as a vehicle and Forza Horizon 3, you need to own the game, and then you can use the code, and there you go. You have a Warhog.
All right. Did we devise anything?
I don't know. Come up with something. I mean, trying to think. I kept thinking about it. I'm like,
make it a Halo question.
No, definitely. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to think.
We could collectively come up with a Halo question.
Halo. Okay. Oh wait, let me think. I want to come up with something good.
What's the name of this song?
What's his name? That's this guy's dad who just got the one that got fired from Bungie, who came up with all that
shit.
Yeah, man, that sucked.
Yeah, but supposedly he did some other stuff. Oh, there we go.
Fucking with you right now.
All right, how about
By the way, guys, you can help Adam out too. With Halo questions.
I need to read up on my Halo lore. I'm trying to think.
Okay, Adam, because you want to make it hard, right?
No, it doesn't have to be too hard. Because I mean,
I thought of a question, but it's so stupidly simple. I don't want to ask it. I'm going to say it because we're not going to use this. I was going to go, what type of game was Halo before it was the first-person shooter? But everybody knows that.
We knew that one. Well, you know what? Maybe. Well, yeah, I think people know.
They know. Come on now. There's another game that's like it.
They would know. All right. I got a better idea. All right. Here's something. It's a number. I'm picking a number. between one. I don't know.
Adam is crazy.
Between 1 and 1 million. No.
Ooh, you just gave me an idea. Because people have to guess this shit, and it's gonna be random as fuck. What was Adam's favorite Halo game?
Oh yes, there you go. What was my favorite game?
Yeah, and that's all you're gonna get.
Halo.
Yeah. Which was, and again, just like with the previous thing, leave us your answer, wherever you could comment to us, and we'll pick somebody at random, or whoever gets it right, because they may all get it wrong. I like this because it's devious, All right, so yeah, what was Adam's favorite Halo game? And if you get the right answer, you get a code for the Warthog to play in Forza Horizon 3, So that'll be cool. Okay, a couple more things here. So again, like we told you at the beginning of the show, John Phipps was not able to be on the show tonight because he's been up since 3 a.m. Mr. Megadeth from Super Deformed Gamescast. So he will be on with us hopefully next week. I just realized maybe he can't be on next week because we have Comic-Con. Well, I'll talk to him, But speaking about Comic-Con, Manny, we have Comic-Con next week.
Yes, we do. Comic-Con.
All right, so where can people find you, man?
I will be at Artist Alley, table J18, next to Kari Randolph. We'll be signing, and I'll be selling prints. I'll have that Liquid Snake print that I just showed you guys on the air. I will have Solid Zero books, which is my big old collection of Metal Gear art book. I'm going to have a couple new prints. And yeah, And I will be a stationary point. You will be able to find me as long as you look on the, as long as you go in there and you look. Remember Artist Alley? If you're in New York, it's on the other side of the thing. It's almost like its own convention, if you think about it.
That whole section, yeah, it's huge, and it's just a bunch of artists, yeah.
Just a bunch of artists. So yes, I will be there, and Tony will be, skulking around and doing stuff.
Yeah, I booked a couple appointments for some games, which should be pretty interesting. But yeah, I'll probably be the harder one to catch because I'm in the press room, which you guys can't access, or I'll just be running around.
It's just you two this year, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's just us. Everybody's gone. Chris, where are you? We'll see. We'll see our friend Jen, who'll probably be dressed up. She does a lot of cosplay.
Yeah, her and Gan,
they're gonna be there, and even Mark's not gonna be there.
Shit.
Mark, yep, he's out too. So it's just gonna be us, son. My girlfriend will be there, Jossie. So
nice.
Say hello to her.
All right, so yeah, Comic-Con's coming, which is cool. And another thing, probably Monday night we will be recording the spoiler alert for Luke Cage, Hero for Hire. So Manny's actually seen the first 7 episodes. I've seen the first 2. This show is really fucking good, man.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Is this this is on Netflix, right? This is a Netflix original series.
Yeah. The thing is, because we're special like that, so we had access to it a couple of days ago.
So is it out now or?
Friday. I think about 2 hours. About 2 hours, yeah. 2 hours.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah. So actually, a couple of us have seen it. Chris, you've seen it too, right, Carlos?
Yeah, I've seen the first episode.
I don't want to. We're not going to spoil anything, but yeah.
It's
all
really
I gotta
good.
say is, sweet Christmas.
This show is fucking awesome.
Is it better than Jessica Jones?
Oh yeah, well that's a given, Adam.
That's a low bar for Manny though. So
Yes, it is better than Jessica Jones.
But that's not saying much,
Jessica Jones wasn't too bad. It just
Manny didn't like it.
I did not like that series.
I mean, you hated it. Say it.
I did not like it.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Do you guys think the Punisher series is going to be any good?
Ooh, give me that shit
I'm
right now.
Yes.
to that shit. Yeah.
Give me that shit. All right, and
That's gonna be amazing.
And I hate when people are like, "Oh wow, this was a last minute thing." I was like, "No, it wasn't. Once they picked him, they knew. You don't pick
Iron Fist that's coming
a
first
somewhat
before
known
that.
actor, to
They
play
knew.
that role."
They knew.
well, fucking John Bernthal, man, he was Shane.
Yeah,
They
man.
knew it was a
They
possibility.
knew.
They left that door wide open. They could have
yeah.
been like, it was received badly, can that shit, but they left that door wide open on purpose.
Yes.
Speaking of TV shows, have any of you guys watched the new Lethal Weapon series?
Nope.
What?
I don't know about that.
Lethal.
I love Lethal Weapon movies, man,
They
but
brought that. They have MacGyver that came back.
What?
He didn't
Rush
come
Hour.
back. He's
yeah,
MacGyver's
leave that
back.
shit alone, man.
They had a Rush Hour that got
Okay,
canceled after 3 episodes.
I've been watching the Lethal Weapon series. It's frustrating, but at the same time, it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
You were gonna say as you wanted it to be.
I wanted it to be bad. I wanted it to be. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted it to be bad because it's like you really need to leave those movies alone. Like, there's no way you can do them justice. Like, the first 2 were absolutely amazing, but the guy who plays Riggs,
Riggs.
I really think he's cool. He's funny.
Damon Wayans, right?
No, that's that. He plays Murtaugh.
The other guy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't stand him as Murtaugh. Like, Danny, it's so hard to live up to Danny Glover's performance because he sold that performance, in my opinion. Like, he's screaming at the top of his lungs, funny as hell. Like, his style of humor is just not. It doesn't fit the character, and it feels like it feels somewhat like Lethal Weapon, but with its balls cut off. Like, they can only do so much because it's on cable TV. So I feel like if it was like a Netflix original series, they'd be able to do a lot more because they don't have as many restrictions. But I mean, for what it is, it's not horrible. But I'm gonna keep watching it to see where it goes, and if it turns out really shitty, I'll let people know about it.
Yeah.
But right now, it's not horrible.
Yeah, Luke Cage, definitely check it out. So yeah, we'll do that spoiler alert for you guys by Monday night, I believe. Should be cool. And the last thing, this went down tonight, so I'm gonna be appearing on a very special podcast that you guys probably haven't heard in a very long time. It's from a certain person. It's from a certain person. I gave all of us a start on the other site, and it's a podcast that takes place in the morning.
Joystick.
Video game.
Joystick.
I think you old school guys know what I'm talking about. The morning gamer. Sorry.
One up.
Really, the morning gamer.
Yeah. Torrance didn't make it official, but yeah, he wants me to be on the morning gamer because he wants to ask me about my PC gaming experience.
That's cool.
And which works as a segue for this. Okay, so I got this new graphics card, right? I never, I don't have anybody around anymore to help me with this shit, right? So I had to do it on my own. It took me like 3 fucking hours to get this graphics card in there, man. Like Murphy's Law was in full effect yesterday, Like I had my friend / editor Matthew from geek.com helping me out through it, but like everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Like I didn't know where the fucking like switch was to get the card out and stuff.
It's in the back.
Yeah, the funny thing is, okay, all the videos I saw, the switch was on the actual card itself, right? No, for mine, the switch is in the machine itself. It was weird. So I figured that out, and then I didn't take out the fucking like tabs for the HDMI port. It was just a bunch of dumb shit I did do. But after 3 hours, I finally put this motherfucking card in, and man, I'm telling you, running games like that smoothly is pretty cool. Like Deus Ex looks like way better than it does on PS4.
Wait, but how did you get to see it? I thought the monitor didn't work.
No, my TV, dude.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, I'm watching you guys right now on my television.
If you'll notice him looking off to the side, that's him looking at us. I'm
not on camera right now.
Camera's off.
But yeah, if I would, but the thing is, because I try to plug my old monitor into it, and the DVI port for my graphics card didn't mesh with the DVI slot of the fucking thing. It's like, Tony, just get a new fucking monitor already. Jesus.
At this point, it's time.
Does your monitor not have HDMI?
Nope. Manny,
wow.
What was the original input of it?
It was. I
What,
think
DVI? The DVI or VGA port?
it was a
VGA
port.
Oh,
So
man.
what we had to do was
It wasn't the long one. It was it wasn't the long one. It was the kind of shorter one that has all the pins. Essentially, it has the same pins that go inside of a Genesis. That same sort of.
It's a
Like the 9-pin ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had to do was we had to get we had to get a converter, a DVI converter for that, first. And now somebody was like, "Hey, dude, you get a DVI to HDMI." I was like, "Let me just get a new fucking monitor. This is ridiculous."
Because you know what? At some point, because here's the thing. At some point, those converter boxes and stuff start becoming so expensive, it just doesn't even make any more sense to keep it going.
Yeah.
I'm using a 32-inch Vizio for my computer and everything. Gaming, just
The funny thing is, I forgot the name of the monitor I'm getting, but I showed it off to a couple of people like Carlos, and they're like, "Yo, that's a good fucking monitor, man."
It's 144 hertz, man.
Yep.
Yeah, explain that to me, because what does that mean exactly?
That's the refresh rate. That's like how many like how you have like frames per second. That's a frequency like hertz is.
Okay.
So it's like 144 frames per second.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
You know those super smooth TVs you see?
Yeah. Oh God, can I turn that off?
You want that for gaming?
Yeah, you want that. That's like
It'll
really
ruin
good.
movies for you, but yeah, the games will look great.
Okay, because you guys, me, I hate those like Britishy looking type of movies like The Hobbit and stuff. It's like, I hate that.
No, that's 24 frames.
He doesn't like high frame rate stuff.
Yeah.
No, but The Hobbit was 24 frames.
No, it wasn't. It was like 48.
It was 48 frames.
Oh, it was 48. Oh, but I mean, don't you like 60 frames per second? That's higher than that.
No, I get that, but at the same time, isn't that like faking it?
He doesn't like it in movies.
No, it's not like frames. Like every frame is unique. Like that's the whole purpose of. I don't know.
Like you know how like a 240 hertz television, it fakes that extra frames and stuff.
Yeah, because that whatever is outputting to the TV is not doing that.
Yeah.
So with the PC, your PC, if it's able to get a game to produce, like, let's say for example you play Overwatch and your graphics card is powerful enough to play at 144 frames per second, then it's not faking anything on your monitor.
We'll see about that, because again, the whole playing on my monitor thing, isn't something I'm really looking forward to. But we'll see about that. Mostly because the light in most rooms have a light directly in the middle, right on the roof or whatever, the top of the room. That's not the way my room is set up. It's set up literally behind the monitor, so it looks like shit, So I can't really do anything about that. But we'll see. So yeah, that's my adventures in installing a graphics card. It took fucking forever to do it, but I got it in there.
But you did it.
I did it. That's what counts, man. I did it. The funny thing is I had to remove the card like 4 times during it, and each time it got faster, So I was able to remove it like nothing by the 4th time. It's like, fuck, I got to take it out because I didn't do this. It's crazy. But it's all good. So that is that. Okay, a couple things. Next week, Throwdown will be on Wednesday night because of Comic-Con.
And I may or may not be at Tony's house.
That'll be very interesting. And what we're going to do is I haven't decided what we're going to do with Throw On Your Questions. I think we may push it to Monday.
That makes sense.
But isn't spoiler alert going to be at Monday?
No, not Monday. This Monday.
This Monday.
Yeah, this Monday, but the following Monday after New York Comic Con, which is the 6th through the 9th.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what? Because I remember last year we did do Throw Down Your Questions on Sunday, but you weren't able to make it because you were fucking tired, from Comic-Con. So we're gonna push it to Monday. But this weekend's Throw Down Your Question will be fine. We'll give you more of an update then. So that's that. All that. There's a lot of post-show shit this week. Anyway.
Yes.
So, wait, Manny, go ahead. Last thing, I just wanted to give you guys a preview as to what our newest image today for it's our featured image.
So it's almost done. It's getting there, but this is what it is.
All right, check this out, guys.
I've been posting shots of it on Twitter. You guys see it?
Yeah.
Oh,
that looks great.
Yeah, so, fall games, man.
It's a bunch of the fall games. You have your Gears of War guy on the on the right, the Titanfall robot, the Forza car flipping out up there in the top.
Harlem Hellfighter right there.
Yep.
On the bottom left.
Yep.
That's awesome, man.
And I have the dude from the new Final Fantasy, the Call of Duty plane, from the new one. I got Cat from Gravity Rush. And then, obviously, the other big thing that's coming out is the Destiny DLC, right?
Yeah,
so
that came out. Yeah,
they're in the Destiny environment, so you see the giant circle thing in the background.
And of course, the giant Last Guardian.
Yes, and the Trico, the Last Guardian.
Pretty awesome.
By the way, when I posted this up on Twitter, I made sure that I finished the Last Guardian and the Gears of War guy.
Yeah, so people knew what the fuck you were talking about, yeah.
No, also because it's essentially console war bullshit.
That is true. Yeah, Gears of War versus Last Guardian. I like
Gears
that.
Gears of War, Last Guardian. So yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, and I also forgot the guy from Mafia on the bottom there.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, Manny just decided just to whip that up tonight. Like, pretty awesome. I like that. Yep. All right, so let's wrap this shit up. So thank you for watching and listening. Make sure to follow the Coalition at thecoalition.com. Also help support the site by donating to the Patreon page. Subscribe to Throwdown on SoundCloud, iTunes, and the YouTubes. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Throwdown Show. Links are available in the description below. Once again, our show is Tony Polanco and joined by Emilio Lopez.
I'll see you later, guys. Thank you so much for playing my game.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Lost Odyssey is now backwards compatible on Xbox One.
Oh my god! Yo, that shit was actually trending on Twitter today. It was crazy.
It's crazy, man.
It was a great game.
And it's crazy. It's a JRPG.
Yeah, right. I wish you guys would have supported it the first time around. Brett Murdock.
It's been real party, people.
Adam Vale.
Keep watching Lucha Underground. I'm going to keep promoting it. It's so good.
And of course, the ADHD gamer himself, Mr. Phillip. Thank you for being on, brother.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and have a good one, guys. Peace.
Oh, a quick thing. Plug your shit, man. Where could people find you?
Oh yeah. You can find me on YouTube at the ADHD Gamer and follow me at on Twitter at pdiker60 or p_diker66, the real ADHD Gamer. That's you can find me. It's hard to miss me.
I got a question. Who's the fake ADHD gamer? If you're the real one, is there like a fake one out there?
There's like 6 or 7 ADHD gamers on YouTube.
Oh shit! I think you might be the fake one because you pay attention very well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I googled my name or I YouTube my name, and it was like, oh shit! I thought I was being original with this name. Now there's like 6 of them, but they're all like 10 subscriber channels. So I feel proud of myself. 420 or going on 420 subs. So
my man,
come check out the content.
Fucking awesome. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Later.
Later, guys.
Later, guys.